following is an exclusive presentation of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at tonight's high school football matchup with countdown to kickoff of Wayne County's Sports Voice, Sports Radio 90.7, WFGH, Fort Gay. The countdown to kickoff on Sports Radio 90.7. It's time to look at
love you, sweetheart. Take a look at this Sherman team. They are 3-1, ranked number 6 in Class A. They are coming off a 22-6 win over Riverview. They beat Pocahontas County 45-0. They beat Sissonville in their season opener, and that was a blowout, and then lost to Tug Valley in week 2. They have an outstanding, I guess he's kind of an all-purpose guy in Trey Lester. Lester leads them in touchdowns. He has 11 touchdowns, 7 of those rushing. He's rushed for 329 yards. He's also caught for 402 yards. So very much a multi-purpose guy, Ryan, that, he's got to face it, right? Wayne has to keep an eyeball on him all night long.
Hey, you look at the quarterback's numbers, Eli Pauley, 48 completions for the year, 19 of those to Trey Lester, who also has the most carries on the team. So
right.
you can definitely tell that the Tide loves to work through Lester, and good-sized kid, 6'2", 175. A little bit lighter, but in terms of the same frame, a similar frame to a Caden Hayton.
Right.
For those who are familiar with Wayne, to give you a visual on that, and then
which our folks should be.
They should be familiar with him. He's been playing varsity football for 4 years.
For a long time.
Yeah, and you talk about Eli Pauley, 5'11", 170. He's not the big kid. He's not quite as big as Adam Baisden from Logan was last week, but he has thrown the ball effectively and efficiently, 48 of 71 on the year, 819 yards, so more than 200 yards per game. The Tide has a multitude of ways to move the football, and this is a good football team. This is an area that has produced a lot of good athletes over the years too, and it wasn't all that long ago. Maybe it will seem like to some, but 2009, Sherman had what I would say was absolutely a state championship contender football team here. And they lost to Bluefield in a one-score game in the quarterfinals. Bluefield went on to win the state championship that year.
Right.
Beat Wayne in the championship game. And, Wayne had a hard time moving the ball on that Bluefield team. Well, Sherman, scored 3 touchdowns on them that night and lost 25-18. Good ball game. Point being, though, this is a proud program that maybe hasn't had the end of season to show for it, but they've had a lot to be proud of here for a long time. It's the first time we've been here since 1991 in this stadium, and I was talking with my dad coming in. Said, Dad, I'm now older than you were the last time we came here, and that really put some things into perspective for both of us. And this is there's some history here, and we started playing back in 1930. There was no good road between Wayne and Seth, West Virginia at that point. And
they're still not.
I would argue, going to Marmette and over and down, it was 16 miles off the interstate. It was a lot like driving 152, to be honest with you, for a big stretch of it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I really think the world of the people down here, good people, good hard-working people. This is a good place to watch a football game on a Friday night.
No doubt about it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach Tommy Harmon, get his thoughts on tonight's contest, continue the Rustic Ravines pregame show. You are listening to Wayne Football on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This football broadcast is brought to you in part by our fine community partner, Rustic Ravines. Rustic Ravines offers deluxe cabin rentals and special event planning, as well as some of the best ATV riding and hiking trails in the country. Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085. Rustic Ravines, a proud community partner of Pioneer Football.
The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. they'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. Cancer screening tests can help keep the person you love around longer by detecting changes before cancer develops, or catch it early when it may be easier to treat. And many tests are available for free or are covered by insurance. It's time to sound like a broken record. Tell all your friends and family, I love you. Get screened. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
Welcome back in to the Rustic Ravines pregame show. We're talking to Coach Tommy Harmon. And Coach, I know last week's got to be forgotten. It's next team up, but it just didn't seem like you could get anything going offensively last week, and big plays on defense always hurts everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we do a decent job moving the football, but we've had some real trouble. It's been a snafu all year. We've had some real trouble when we get down there. It's either self-inflicted wounds or turnover, or something havens to keep us out of the end zone. But some of that's our lack of big playability, and having those guys that can make special scores. But you either got to do that or push them through the back of the end zone. So there's no magic way to do it.
Yeah, between the 20s, you move the ball pretty well all year long. It's just getting in the red zone. It seems like you said, fumble here, penalty there, just silly stuff mostly.
Yeah. And that's something that's why we play full season. So hopefully it's something we can improve upon, and move some guys around, see what happens, try to make something happen.
Let's talk about this Sherman team. They're no slouch, 3-1 right now. Top 5 or 6 in single A, but just because they got that 1A next to them doesn't mean they're a pushover at all.
They're in the same boat we are. An injury or two here or there kills them, but they've remained pretty healthy. They got a lot of healthy-looking kids. They're going to be physical. We know Sherman traditionally is going to play tough football, so it's going to be one of those deals where you got to make plays.
I looked up the history of this game. You guys haven't played since '92. That's before you were the head coach here. That's been a while.
Yeah, '92. I think I coached a game here as an assistant coach at Buffalo in either '95 or '96. I can't remember. So, they traditionally they've got tough kids, and you got a nice little nucleus here of people that care about football. So I like those little places.
In talking with other folks, it's kind of like a community like Wayne. They get behind. They're not a huge community, but they get behind their team, get behind their kids, and I expect a pretty good show out tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to their coach before the game, and a lot of the problems are very similar, and so it's just going to be one of those things where you try to enjoy the game, and it's a whole lot more enjoyable when you win.
Looks like they like to run the football, though they have thrown it some, but. Kid's name escapes me. Number 9. He's a load.
Yeah, they've got players, and you can take some of these kids from these single A schools or wherever and put them on any team, and they're going to play. And he's certainly one of them. They've got more than that, so it's going to be one of those deals where you got to take that away and see how well they play left-handed.
I know you're kind of short-handed at the line with some of the guys that you've had go down. Have you been able over the last couple of weeks to kind of get more cohesive on that line play?
Well, we moved a couple guys around here and there, and actually moved our fullback to pulling guard, and put the guy that was playing pulling guard, play him on defense to give us a little bit of depth offensively, because somebody sprains their ankle, somebody inevitably those things happen, so you got to be able to handle them. So we'll see.
Are you getting closer to selling in on a quarterback, or do you like the 2-quarterback system?
We'll start with Trey Hayton tonight, the freshman, and hope he grows up fast.
I'll ask for your time. I ask you this question: what you got to do not to win?
Well, like with Trey, there's a lot of potential there, and I think he's going to be pretty good. But we just want to speed up his learning curve. But tonight it's just going to be about keeping the pistol aimed in the right direction and quit shooting ourselves in the foot. So that's the big thing, and hustle, play discipline, and see if we can get it in the end zone a time or two.
Good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thanks.
Coach Tommy Harmon of the Wayne Pioneers back in a couple of moments on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This sports presentation is brought to you by our valued community partner, Rustic Ravines. Here's what the Evans family had to say about their experience.
We had the best time. Everyone was friendly, professional, and made us feel welcomed. We rented a side-by-side for a 5-hour ride with our guide through the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We highly recommend and we'll be back.
Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085. Tonight's broadcast of high school football is sponsored in part by our faithful community partner, Wayne County Assessor Rick Browning. Rick is a longtime friend of our public schools, our radio stations, and we are thankful for his willingness to serve in public office as the incumbent assessor for Wayne County. Thank you, Rick, for your dedication to our student athletes and your support of the Gridiron Sports Network. Rick Browning thanks our listeners for their support in the past and continued support this year. The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
High school football is back, along with another exciting season of Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB. Join Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin every Friday night for the latest scores, stories, and interviews from football fields across the state. Follow your favorite team all season long with Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB on this Metro News station.
After the game tonight on the Superstation Network.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
Tim Carver, Ryan Epling, Mason Marsh back with you here at Zontini Field, where the Wayne Pioneers set to do battle with the Tide of the Sherman High School. I don't know what tide rolls through here. Is there an ocean or a lake or a river nearby?
Well, there is a river right over, I believe it's behind the visiting bleachers in between.
I saw that. I would call that more of a creek.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
Usually I look that stuff up. I didn't do that this week. And I apologize because I'm one of these people very interested in how everything came to be.
I did read something about Zontini Field, and it had to do with the family that was very prominent in this area and donated some land and so forth, and so named the field after the Zontini family. And that's not a common name, I don't think, in Southwest Virginia, but I'm sure that they were very, very kind to this area and got quite a name for themselves. We are about 6 minutes away from the kickoff. The officials are waiting for the teams to come out of the locker room. Ryan talked with Coach Harmon prior to the game, just played that interview. They are settling in on Trey Hayton tonight as a starting quarterback. The first 4 games of the year has been a rotating quarterback situation with he and Eli Hoffer. What are your thoughts on settling in on the freshman?
I think what you're seeing is twofold. One, you're kind of seeing the result of some injuries, too, where you've already had to move Jaden Wayman from fullback now to the offensive line, which is going to be something we'll be talking about throughout the course of the night as well. So that creates a spot in those skill positions. While Haffer is a little more versatile in terms of he can play the wing, he can still do things without being at the quarterback position.
Right.
Hayton has run quarterback boot maybe twice all year, and he ran it well both times. But point being, you get more athletes on the field that way. So, maybe it's a little bit of trying to go ahead and get him, double the snaps tonight.
Right.
Get him some more experience, get him moving along and progressing a little bit quicker. But at the same time, it allows you to be a little more versatile offensively.
Trial by fire tonight for Caden Hayton, I do believe, for not Caden Hayton, Trey Hayton, the Hayton boys. But even in talking with Coach Harmon last week, he said we're eventually going to have to settle in on a quarterback. This can't be something that we do full time. We need a quarterback, and I guess in practice this week, as well as you said, Sometimes when Trey has been in at quarterback, Eli has been at a wing or at a wideout. And so get both your athletes on the field and see what happens.
And defenses still have to account for him because he can throw the ball as
yes.
well. So from a multitude of spots. And so, it like I said, we'll see how it works. But at the same time, the theory of it makes all the sense in the world to me.
Well, let's take one more quick break, and we'll come back. The coin toss is coming up in about a minute or two, and we'll get you set for football here on the Rustic Ravines pregame show. You're listening to Wayne Pioneer Football on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This presentation of Pioneer Football is sponsored by Rustic Ravines. Rustic Ravines offers deluxe cabin rentals and special event planning, as well as some of the best ATV riding and hiking trails in the country. You'll also find kayaking and canoeing, a 3D bow range, fishing, hunting, golfing, and a pet and horse-friendly resort. Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085.
Get ready for all the exciting, hard-hitting sounds of the gridiron. High school football is on the air. Now, let's head to the stadium for all the play-by-play action on Sports Radio 90.7 WFGH.
Oh, Ryan, if you only knew what we had to do to get on the air tonight. But I do want to thank the folk here at Sherman. Fred came down yesterday to do a site search because we were told, I know Joe Linville told us, hey, you're going to be in trouble if you're relying on cell service only. And he wasn't wrong, but the folks here have opened up their facilities to us to find a way to do it. We even have a backup, thanks to Max and his crew. So we've got it figured out, and it's going to work just fine to get everything up and rolling here tonight for the Wayne Pioneers and the Sherman Tide. Mason, any thoughts on this one tonight? You're on radio, bud. You can't just give me your shrugged shoulders.
I don't know.
Don't know? Thanks for that expert analysis, son. Mason's more of a baseball guy. And yes, the Reds are playing a very tough 3-game series to stay alive in the playoffs tonight. And we are certainly rooting for the Red Legs to come through. And you need to go somewhere?
Yeah, I'll step right back in.
All right, man, no problem. Well, there's a minute left on the clock, and generally by now both teams have been out with the with their pregame stuff and taking care of the coin toss and so forth. Wayne is on the field, but the Sherman Tide nowhere to be seen at this point, and I'm not sure. Well, here they come. The captains, looks like one of the officials went down and said, hey, Coach, we need captains up here, man. And so they do have captains coming out. And, of course, you expect Trey Lester to be one of those captains. Also, Luke Elkins, along with Dawson Green and Eli Pauley. Across the way will be Trey Hayton. I see Caden Hayton. Also, is that number 7 or number 1 coming?
It's 7, Isaiah Martin.
And number 4, which is Ashton Walker. So that will be your, you slide that way a little bit, bud. That will be your starters. Hey, you set up a little thing there, except we play 12-minute quarters, Mace.
That's cool.
He's got his own little scoreboard over here. I like that.
Yeah.
He's going to help us out tonight.
The Tide uniforms, as of right now, as long as it doesn't get too muddy, I think we'll be good on numbers looking at them. But it's a unique uniform. It's gray, kind of slate gray uniform with the maroon on the shoulders.
Yep.
And the gold helmets that is like very reminiscent of an Arizona State.
Yeah.
Like of the Sun Devils.
And the Pioneers running their road. White tops with black numerals, black tops, black bottoms. Always easy to see those. I wish more teams would think about broadcasters and PA guys when they design uniforms. But they don't. They go by what's cool looking.
Hey, you haven't tried to call Marshall soccer.
No, I haven't.
But you've seen
a
couple
I have
minutes
seen
of it.
you call Marshall soccer. I have called a grand total of 6 soccer games in my 28 years of broadcasting, and I honestly don't care if I ever call another one. Nothing against soccer players. I think they're some of the most athletic people in the world, and I understand the game. I just get very frustrated with the game. I'll put it that way.
I'll try dealing with white numbers on white jerseys. Really
no
thin
thanks.
green outline and white and green stripes, and it's just...
No, thank you. I'll let you take care of that. Saying to put the boot to it is Braden Lowe for the Pioneers. They will kick off. I think they did win the toss and elected to defer. Back deep for the... well, it doesn't matter who's back deep. The kick comes up short and taken by Chase Jarvis. And Jarvis gets some good yardage up near midfield, and we're going to have some difficulty letting you know where the ball is. If you are watching this game, you can tell that we're going to have some problems, but it appears to be at about the 44-yard line would be my guess.
We'll get our bearings as we go.
We will. 1st and 10 for the Tide from the 44. Coming up under center. Nope, working from the shotgun will be Pauly. And he's literally from the shotgun. He's 7 yards off the ball. Back to throw. Looking deep. Has a man down there. And coverage, and a nice coverage by the Pioneers right there. And who was that? It looked like that was was that Haffer?
Haffer in the coverage, yes. Sherman trying to run basically the same concept that what Logan ran on the opening play a week ago, just a go route down the left sideline, and Haffer looked like he might have been beat by a half step at one point, but he covered ground and ball was just slightly underthrown.
Yeah, slightly underthrown, and it allowed Haffer to get out. Twins to the near side, wing to the far side. Single back with Pauly. They give it to the single back, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage, maybe behind. Carrying the ball there was Levi Sprouse. A host of Pioneers will throw him for about a 2-yard loss back to the 40. Well, they're going to put it back to the 41, so a 3-yard loss will bring up 3rd and 13, and this is exactly what Wayne needs.
Now you got to finish the set of downs. This is an opportunity where you know the Tide's going to throw the football, and you got to play good pass coverage.
You need a 3 and out right here. Put them behind the sticks, bring the pressure. They are bringing pressure up the middle, and he's sacked. Getting in there quickly was Isaiah Martin to sack Pauly all the way back to the 38-yard line. You need in here, Ryan?
I'm good.
Okay. We'll make room. We're in tight quarters here, but
that's all right.
But we love each other.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
We get along great.
Chase Southern into punt, and now Southern has to tie his shoe. So an official timeout. Hey, I just figured out a way you can get a free timeout. Pretend to tie your shoe.
Well, yeah. How about that?
That reset the play clock and everything. Wow.
That's interesting.
That's a little sneaky, isn't it? Southern gets a good snap. It's a low line drive kick. It's going to take a nice Tide bounce down around the 20-yard line, and Jake Davis, no chance to return that one. Now here's where I'll have trouble. It's beyond the 20 or so. It's going to be hard to tell where that football is, but it appears to be somewhere around the 20-yard line.
A 42-yard punt.
So 1st and 10, ball spotted near the 20. And Trey Hayton will come out as the starting quarterback tonight. As we said, Coach Harmon alerted us that he's going to take most of the snaps tonight. He's up under center with a wing formation. Sends a man in motion. They give it to the jet. And stumbling, picking up maybe a couple there, was Haffer. He came from the far side at a jet sweep and picks up a yard.
He had some room.
He did, but
he hit some footing issues.
Well, there's not a lot of grass in the center of this field. This is a natural turf, what's left of it. Gain of 1 to bring up 2nd and 9.
This is what Pioneer Field used to look like before Bermuda grass. Yeah,
I can understand that. Hayton up under center. They give it to the first back through, and that's Dante Worrell. Worrell gets some decent yardage as he gets across the 25 up to about the 26-yard line, so a gain of about 5 or so, 4. We'll bring up 3rd and 4. Give him 5 on the carry. 3rd and 4 from about the, gosh, your guess is good as mine right now, Ryan.
I think it's close to the 27,
I
and the
think
line
so.
of gain's about the 30.
Yeah,
so
somewhere along in there.
It's about 3.5 to go from where it is.
Hard to see these lines, folks, and there's no numbers on the field, so we're doing our best. Motion man, ooh, that was illegal motion, and Worrell had some moves and had some running yards, but illegal motion or a false start, whichever one they want to call. They're going to call a false start. It was on the back.
Caden Hayton on the wing got a bit of a head start peeling back to the inside. And while you can go parallel to the line, he definitely took a step forward before the snap and an easy call.
No question about it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Well, 3rd and 8, so 8.5, somewhere along in there. Clock rolling, 8:56 to play here in the opening period. 3 and out for the Tide on their first possession, and the Pioneers threatened to have that happen to them here. Hayton rolls to the right side, big rush, and he's going to be sacked. Way back there. Getting in there appeared to be Parker Platt, I believe.
He was untouched, unencumbered, unblocked, you name it.
You name it.
He had a free rein, and Hayton on the rollout had no chance to do anything.
Colby Adkins will stand near midfield and await the punt from Hayton, and he fumbled it and just had to get it away and shanked it to his left. And that's going to be great field position for the Tide as that football rolls out of bounds at around the 30, maybe inside the 30. About the 31.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the umpire's got the spot, it's the 31.
Just to tell you how tough it is to tell where the ball is, they don't put it on the scoreboard either.
Nope.
Not even helping us out there.
I don't blame them.
I don't either.
I understand.
Green in the backfield with Pauly. Working from the shotgun. They give it to Green right up the gut, and he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Hayton got the initial hit along with Braden Lowe. And that'll be for nothing. He may have gotten a yard. He got hit at the line of scrimmage. Nope, they're not going to give him anything. 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Nice job there by the Pioneer defense, for sure. 7:42 running clock here in the first period. No score. The Tide will bring a single wide out to the near side and the far side. They have a wing on the far side. Back to throw. Looking downfield towards the corner and well overthrown. Pauly, that ball wasn't within 10 yards of his intended receiver. Way overthrown.
It was almost like a stop-and-go route, but the route thrown was a go all the way. There was no
stop
chance
at all. It was well overthrown. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 from the 32-yard line. 7:23, clock arrested here in the opening period. Twins to the far side. Back to throw once again, Pauly. He's rushed out of the pocket, rolls to his left, and finds a man on the far side. And did he get it? He did. Trying to catch the number on that. Was that number?
That's 3.
I believe it.
Was it Mooney?
That's
no, it was Lester. It was Lester. And so the gain will take the ball into about the 20-yard line. Just enough for a first down. Nope, it's inside the 20. Let's call it the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tide.
Pauly had too much of a clean field of vision to make that throw once he rolled out. Caden Hayton was bearing on him, but there was no pressure from the line.
Back to throw, Pauly. And that one almost intercepted. And it would have been, if Caden Hayton hadn't touched it, that ball was intercepted, I mean big time, by Isaiah Martin. He was right there to haul that bad boy in, and he just put his hands on his helmet and said, "Why did you touch that, Caden?"
And I don't know if he would have had the speed or not, but in terms of the open field in front, nothing but green and light green, and
he was
yellow.
definitely watching TV land because he saw nothing but green acres.
That's right.
That's an old reference that nobody gets but me and you. Shotgun once again for Pauly. Back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws it towards the end zone. Man wide open, and it's caught. Put 6 on the board. As Lester hauls that one in from 19 yards out. And the Sherman Tide takes an early 6-0 lead with 7:05 to go here in the first period.
And it looks like they're going to line up for 2.
So Pauly to Lester, 19 yards.
Nope.
They are going to kick the football. The extra point is up, and it is good. And kicking that one was Elliot Hanna, I do believe. Or it could have been Chase Southern. Both of them have kicked. I think that was Hanna. So the PAT is good. And with 7:05 left to play in this first period, your score, the Tide 7, the Pioneers nothing. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This sports presentation is brought to you by our valued community partner, Rustic Ravines. Here's what the Evans family had to say about their experience.
We had the best time. Everyone was friendly, professional, and made us feel welcomed. We rented a side-by-side for a 5-hour ride with our guide through the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We highly recommend, and we'll be back.
Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 FM WFGH.
Hanna set to kick it away for the Tide. Ball comes up short, bounced, picked up on the far side of the football field. Still on his feet on the far side is Ashton Walker. He's still on his feet, turning, tumbling, and finally brought down near midfield. Nice return by Ashton Walker. Gets it out to about the 45-yard line of the Pioneers, I believe. Isn't that one midfield? Yes, I believe it is.
A good return from Walker, good patience, and also good strong running as he was able to get some yards after contact as well. And Wayne has good field position for what feels like the first time in a month.
Or longer. Hayton will come up under center. 2 wings and a single back. It's in a wing in motion. They give it to Worrell, and Worrell fumbled the football. It's still loose, and I think Hayton fell back on it. The exchange from Hayton to Worrell was not a good one. The ball went to the turf, and Hayton able to fall back down on it, but not before he'll lose 2 yards, make it 2nd and 12.
So in Wayne's now first 4 offensive plays from scrimmage, you've had a penalty, a sack, and a fumble. And that's not, Wayne's not built to be able to overcome that.
Not a good start. 2 backs in the backfield, classic wing T formation, single wide out to the near side. They go to Caden Hayton, and he'll move the pile across the 45 up to about the 46, maybe the 47. And I mean, the Tide rolled in on him right there and brought him down like a rip tide. There's a bunch of them. Gain of about 4. We'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
He got that 4 on his own too,
He did.
because there wasn't a lot to work with, and he just slammed his body in there and was able to fall forward.
So 3rd and 8 for the Pioneers. Hayton up under center, classic wing T. They go to Caden Hayton on the right side. He's got some running room and first down, and that was all Caden Hayton. I mean, he just put his shoulders to the grindstone there and just went downhill as fast as he could go, got across midfield, and is down to the 43-yard line. So a nice pickup for Caden Hayton.
That's the type of physical back he can be. That's something that Wayne hasn't had in a bit. Good size and good leverage to finish the run strong.
If he gets going downhill, he's a tough one to bring down, that's for sure. Two wings. They give it to the first back through, and that's Dante Worrell. Worrell will get up to about the 40-yard line. What'd you say, buddy? You got to say it out loud. Can't whisper on the radio. If you got something to say, say it. Okay.
I meant to whisper.
We can't whisper on the radio.
That ends up being about a 3-yard run for Worrell. And, again, Wayne's not necessarily getting clean into the line of scrimmage on the wing T handoffs, but able to move the ball a little bit right now.
Wing T, they send it back in motion from the wing. They give it to Hayton. Once again, he's got some room and hurdles and upended. Nice job by Caden Hayton. He just went airborne right there and hurdled back, fell down on his way across him, but he gets first down yardage. And it'll be 1st and 10. Ball at your guess is as good as mine.
I think it's just inside it's at the 29.
All right, thank you.
The 29. But Eli Pauley, 5'11", 170, defensive. He hung in there.
He did.
But he had a train running at him.
They fake the handoff to Walker, give it to Dante Worrell up the gut. He's at the 10, at the 5, fumbled the football. Oh, my goodness. Fumbled the football inside the 5, and Jake Davis was able to get the guy that recovered the fumble, and that was Chase Southern, and he actually body slammed him and should have gotten the penalty right there. Dante Worrell got down to the 5-yard line before he fumbled the football. And it will give the ball over to the Tide, 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. No, excuse me, 15-yard line. So Southern comes up with the fumble recovery. Worrell tried to fight too hard to get to the end zone, Ryan, and that's been a bugaboo.
I mean, sometimes it's okay to try to make the last guy miss instead of trying to run through him. And right. I mean, I appreciate the physicality. I sincerely do. But, Wayne can't afford those mistakes.
Here's a quarterback draw, and Pauley just slides after a short gain. Crowd wanting a flag, but no flag on that.
Well, there is a flag somewhere. They're calling for the clock to stop.
No, it's got to be on the Tide then.
I think it might be a
false
formation.
Start or
formation
an illegal
issue.
formation.
Yeah.
Holding.
All right.
Well, we'll take that. So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty and take it all the way back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 25. Or, 1st and 20. Excuse me. So, 1st and 20. Pauley back to throw, has a man in the flats, and is going to be caught there, and that is Mr. Trey Lester, but a nice job by the Wayne defense to make that a very minimal gain. It was Ashton Walker who come up and made the initial hit along with Jake Davis. I believe Jaden Wayman may have gotten in that one too, wearing the brand new number 71 for him.
It's going to be interesting for teams looking on film and seeing a 71 in pass coverage.
Yeah, and he's not 6'2" and 260.
No, and that is intentional, and he can run with a lot of guys too.
Gain of about 5 on that last play, bring up 2nd and 15. Back to throw is Pauley. Looking deep. That one could get picked off. Nice coverage there by Haffer. Stride for stride, and he had much more of an opportunity to get to that football than did the intended receiver. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Good coverage from Haffer and going after Chase Southern, who was running down the sideline, and seems to be a developing pattern here. A 6'2" kid running down on the outside.
Yeah,
and
seen that a bunch.
Haffer holding his own, excellent positioning, and good defense.
Clock arrested at 2:51 here in the first period. Sherman leads at 7-0. Well, there was a lot of movement there, but no flag. Polly has a man, overthrew him. It was Lester once again, and he was wide open, just overthrew him. But, man, there was a lot of movement on that play, and no flag. Going to bring it up 4th and long.
Without being able to see it a second time on replay, that ball might have been snapped early where it just you get all kinds of confusion.
Could have been.
Could have been something of that type. It definitely looked a little odd.
So, punt formation. Southern.
Wayne almost got the first one.
Standing in his own end zone. And lets one fly. It's going to hit at about the 40-yard line and stay in Pioneer territory at about the 45-yard line. So great field position for the Pioneers once again. And they were able to move the football. Their last possession got down inside the 10-yard line, fumbled the football away. They will start this drive on the tied 45-yard line. Clock at 2:37 here in the first period, 7-0. I want to thank everyone listening in. However you're listening in, several ways tonight. Facebook, on on Superstation Network, on YouTube now with the everything going on. We appreciate you. Hayton back to throw. Tried to go to his tight end, and that one's picked off. Looked like Colby Adkins stepped right in front of that one.
A real late flag, and that's thrown back around where Hayton threw the ball. Now, could there have been holding on the right side of the line, back deep perhaps? Could there have been a late hit on the quarterback, perhaps to the head? And I think this might go in the Pioneers' favor. I don't think Wayne knows it at this point.
Oh, we've got a personal foul crackback.
Yeah, but it was
after.
Yeah, all right.
After the play. So the Tide will retain possession. That's a second turnover for the Pioneers. Having great field position. The ball's going to be spotted. 31-yard line. 2.5 minutes left to play in the first period. Shotgun formation. And what do we got here? We got flags everywhere, and it's going to be a false start against Sherman. You know, I can't help but think when I hear Sherman of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Mr. Peabody and his boy Sherman. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was that was before my time, but I have watched a lot of those growing up.
That was the cartoon of my childhood, and I watched it every Saturday morning. Boris and Natasha.
Moose and Squirrel.
Moose and Squirrel. Play clock down to 5, and they barely get it off. Polly rolls out to the far side. Here comes a flag. That's going to be a hold. He completes the pass to Green, but out there on the right flats, it was obviously a hold against. Well, they're going to call an illegal shift before the hold. So
I don't think they fully got set before that play.
They're called the illegal shift that happened prior to the snap. So that's the one that'll have to take precedence. Maybe they didn't see the hold, but I sure did. So 5 more yards. He's going to bring up first down and about a $15 Uber.
He'd already thrown his hat, or his flag. He didn't want to get his hat dirty.
There you go. That could be it.
I don't blame you.
So they've got to get to the 41-yard line. It's 1st and 25, I believe.
Late out of the huddle again.
Only 2 on the play clock. They get it off, rolling to the near side. Polly tries to throw it downfield, overthrows his intended target, who also took a pretty good shot from Jake Davis. A legal shot, I might add, but he took a pretty good shot after that one went over his head.
Well, Davis playing the man, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But that ball was overthrown. If he'd been playing just the ball, per se, he might have had a chance for an interception.
Might have had a pick 6 there.
Nonetheless, Sherman has shot itself in the foot here on this possession.
You reckon? 2nd and 25.
I mean, they had the ball around the 40-yard line before the initial penalty.
And they've got another one. That's going to be against Wayne. Well, they said, we've called enough on this maroon team. We need to give the white team a flag. Which entirely possible that it was. Tell you what, Ryan, as good a job as these TV guys are doing, I might just sit at the house and call a game or two with you.
There you go. We can, if Fred Dameron can figure that out, that configuration.
Listen, I have done it. I have done it.
I've
Back during the COVID era, I was working for another company, and they actually piped in video feed to my studio at home. I've got a studio at the house. It was pretty cool. Pauly back to throw. Slant pattern's going to be caught wide open. That's going to be first down yardage for Chase Southern.
And thinking about what you just said, me and you broadcast from home too.
We did?
Just on the TV when we're watching games.
Oh, yeah. Me and Mason do broadcast. We don't broadcast to anybody, right? We just sometimes turn the TV sound down, and me and you be the broadcasters, don't we? You're right. Clock rolling with 1.5 minutes left to play in the first period. Sherman leads Wayne 7-0. Sherman now has the ball 1st and 10. Ball right up the gut, and that's going to be first down yardage and a nice run before it got hammered. And that was Sprouse. And he'll pick up nice yardage down across midfield to about the 46-yard line, I think. Again, it is hard to see these markers.
Well, it's kind of hard to see the markers.
Actually, it's the 41.
And our location is we're just a little bit low and back.
Right.
Like I said, it's not a bad place to watch a football game, but it's a difficult place to.
But when you need to know the yardage and so forth, it can be a little bit tough.
Yep.
It's on the 41-yard line of Wayne. 46 seconds left to play in the quarter. Wayne had them 2nd and 25, and here's a pass out in the flats, incomplete. 2nd and 25, and allowed them to get the first down yardage. Kobe Adkins, the intended receiver there, we know he can catch a football. He has an interception tonight.
Sherman was running that's not the rub pick play, but that's where they had their outside receivers were connected and blocking while the ball was still in the air. And that ball was thrown beyond the line of scrimmage. That can be a flag.
Technically, that is rubbing. Offensive pass interference, if you will. Back to throw once again. Across the middle, wide open to the Trey Lester, and Lester is in from 41 yards out with 32 seconds left to play in the very first period. It's Pauly to Lester again. This one from 41 yards. The other one was 19 yards, and it's 13-0 in favor of Sherman. Southern that's Hannah on to attempt the point after touchdown out of the hole to Pauly, and it's wide left, no good. So with 32 seconds left to play here in the first period, your score, Sherman 13, Wayne 0. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 FM WFGH.
13-0, don't make it worse than it is. The Pioneers trail. Southern set to kick it away.
They're offside by about 2 yards there in the They stopped that play.
They stopped the play. I thought that was a. I thought you could let that go.
The guy to the left of the kicker on the coverage team, I mean, he was he was the 42 when foot met ball.
So offsides will move the ball back 5. They'll kick from the 35.
And he's the guy closest to the ball. You'd think he'd kind of be able to line up his.
And that is Hannah kicking this time, by the way. I think Hannah kicked the last time. I just saw a 4, or saw a 1 instead of a 4. I think Hannah does most of the kicking. So we'll re-toe it up with 32 seconds left to play. This one's well kicked. It's going to get all the way to the end zone for a touchback. So these little short pooch kicks, I thought maybe he just couldn't kick, but he just proved there he could put a boot in one.
That's a line shot. Looked like a golf, teeing off on a golf shot, a drive with an iron perhaps. It just kind of takes off.
About like a 4-iron.
Yep.
So the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. 32 seconds left to play here in the first period. Pioneers trail at 13-0. Got to get something going.
Got to get out of their own way at this point.
Hayton will work from the shotgun. Throws a quick out and in and out of the hands. Are they going to call that a forward pass? They did. They're going to say it was incomplete. So trying something to get the ball to the outside into some skill position hands, and Davis just couldn't quite hang on to that one.
He was looking up at the converging defense, and frankly, there was somebody unblocked coming right at him. So
do you think he heard footsteps?
I believe he did, and I understand why.
I believe I'd let that one go too. You're probably going to lose yardage if you catch it anyway. Hayton up under center. Sends a man in motion. That's Walker. And they fake it to Walker. Give it up the middle this time to Jaden Wayman.
Yeah, that was that. They gave it to the guard.
Which is legal.
Which is legal, yes. And
Jaden Wayman got nothing, and that's going to be the final play of the first period. We have played 12 minutes here in Southwest Virginia. The Sherman Tide lead the Wayne Pioneers 13-0. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Pioneer Football on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This football broadcast is brought to you in part by our fine community partner, Rustic Ravines. Rustic Ravines offers deluxe cabin rentals and special event planning, as well as some of the best ATV riding and hiking trails in the country. Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085. Rustic Ravines, a proud community partner of Pioneer Football.
You're listening to high school football action on Sports Radio 90.7 WFGH.
I would be remiss if I didn't thank Joe Boffo of Rustic Ravines. Talk with Joe today and let him know what was going on with my situation. Joe has been with us since I started, sponsoring the pregame show, and for a few years he's just footed the whole bill for everything. And so if you are looking for a cabin or just a place to get away and ride some four-wheelers or so forth, Rustic Ravines in Genoa? Or is it Genoa? Genoa, West Virginia. And tell Joe that Tim said to give him a call and do his best to get you in one of those cabins and get out on that land of his and have a blast. Be a good place to spend a fall afternoon, I'm sure. Shotgun formation for Hayton, 3rd and 11. Hayton back to throw, and he got drilled as he let that one go by Sprouse.
No,
I don't even know if he got hurt.
No,
or if he got hit. I think he
kind of tripped and slipped and fell. He was ready to cut it loose.
Yeah, Sprouse was there, and I thought, man, I didn't see him hit him, but
he definitely buckled down like he'd taken a shot. But no, I think I was just his foot slipped out from under him.
4th down, so and about 18 or so. So Caden Hayton will be in punt formation. High snap. He gets it off. A high wobbly kick that hits at about the 40. Will roll up around midfield before going out of bounds. So a decent punt for Hayton, as the ball will go out of bounds just inside the Tide territory at their 49-yard line.
Be completely honest with you tonight, on a lot of these punts, we are guessing, but I'm going to say 33-ish.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
If I'm wrong, I'm not way off. But that's two
If
possessions.
you're wrong, nobody knows.
Well, that's two possessions now that Caden Hayton hadn't touched the football after he got 21 yards on his last two carries prior to the fumble on a play that went away from Hayton.
They hand the ball up the middle to Sprouse. He's got a little bit of running room as he gets across midfield up to the Pioneer 45-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 4. Not a lot for those Pioneer fans on the far side to cheer for tonight at this point.
Pauly through the air stuff is 5 of 12 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Tide. Sprouse now at 3 carries, 16 yards.
Single wide out to the near side, one to the far side. Wing to the far side, shotgun with a single back. They give it to Sprouse once again, and nowhere. He got gobbled up inside, and I'm trying to see, that was Caden Hayton, who just picked him up and introduced himself rather rudely, I might add, for a loss of a yard back to the 44-yard line, or 46-yard line, excuse me.
Tim, it just looks different when Caden Hayton gets a hold of somebody. I mean, just the way the play rolls, the way the ball carrier reacts, it's just different.
He does not let go. Nope. I'll give him that. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 6 for the Tide. Pauly working from the shotgun, back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Looking downfield, and he's going to be run out of bounds on the far side. A loss on that one. Did he get out of bounds, or was he sacked? I can't tell.
I think Caden Hayton had him by the kind of swiped at his leg, and he lost his balance and fell out of bounds.
But they're going to say he's inbounds because the clock's still running. So it's going to be 4th down and about 8. So a sack for Caden Hayton will force a punt.
It's a long way away.
It is. Chase at Southern. In to punt. Jake Davis back deep for the Pioneers. Good snap. Ooh, almost got to that one. But it's shanked out of bounds on the far side and then takes a Pioneer bounce back upfield. And I'm going to say that's about the 25-yard line, or the 23-yard line maybe, somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
Maybe the 25. I can't tell. Folks, we're just being honest with you. We're not going to try to snow you. It is hard to see. I think the 22-yard line is where we're going to put that one. 23-yard line is where we're going to put that one. Between not being able to see any numbers and the West Virginia officials' propensity to just put the ball wherever they want to at times, makes it tough. Here is a inside handoff to Eli Haffer from the wing position, and he gets good yardage. Out across the 30 up to about the 31-yard line, a gain of about 8.
Well, Haffer's not very big, and he had some big guys bearing down on him, and he just managed to not get a direct take a flush hit.
Yeah,
he was still wiggling around. He wasn't really able to hit it full speed forward, but kept his legs moving, and a nice run.
Hayton will come up under center. They fake it to the first back through, and it's a boot with Hayton, and he'll get 1st down yardage, I do believe. Yes. So Caden Hayton will get to the 33-yard line, just enough for a 1st down. So chains are moving, as is the clock, with 8:15 to play in the first half. Pioneers trail at 13-0.
Good run from Trey Hayton, not trying to do too much. It was kind of a short yardage type of situation, and he put his shoulder down and just plunge forward.
Two backs in the backfield, classic wing T. They go to Caden Hayton. He gets into the second level, still carrying guys. And, I mean, they're riding him like a Walmart pony. And he finally goes down across midfield. And, I mean, he had guys putting an extra quarter in that pony to ride him a little longer. And he gets into Tide territory. Holy cow. A little Harry Carey for you on that one.
He was...
I mean, he was a man possessed, wasn't he?
That was the strength of Caden Hayton. And, I mean, not only the defenders were bouncing off of him, not the other way around.
Right.
And they were going for the football and still couldn't really try to grip it away from him. And good run from Caden Hayton.
Here's another boot for brother Trey. And that may have netted a yard, maybe. Trying to do a little trickery there was Coach Tommy Harmon. That play, and every quarterback I've ever covered was very good at that play. It's a classic Wayne T formation play, but Hayton has not been great at it tonight. I mean, he's got the yardage he needed for a first down. Gets a yard there, but it does keep the defense a little bit honest.
And I didn't think there was a lot of room for him there. And instead of trying to bounce it out, he's not the most fleet of foot. He just went ahead and took what was there and fell down, and let's play another down.
He works from the shotgun. A real quick pass over the head of his intended target on the far side. That was Jake Davis, I believe. Nope, it was Haffer on the far side. So let's bring up third down and 9. And let's just be honest. I've said it before, Tommy Harmon rather pass a kidney stone than the football, and he's trying to do what he can do with what he's got here. Clock arrested at 6:37 to play in the first half. Pioneers trail 13-0. Hayton up under center. They give it to Caden Hayton, and he is met by two guys that weren't even touched. Leading the way was Aiden Rose. And, I mean, they weren't touched.
Well, and on top of that, he had to avoid the first guy through who was untouched. So he spun immediately, had no leverage whatsoever, and tied all over him.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 10. Caden Hayton will go in punt formation. Oh, they'll give him 5. Now, if you're Tommy Harmon, do you think you move into Tide territory with that 5-yarder? I think they might.
6:01 to go in the half. Looks like
your defense has played decent here in the second quarter. Well, they played very well in the second quarter. They've not given up a score. I believe they are going to go for it. Play clock's at 20 as they break huddle.
And we know this. Just because it's 4th and 5 doesn't mean the ball's necessarily going in the air.
Or snapped. A good hard count might work here as well. They're going to go Caden Hayton, and he's got first down yardage. So and he's still on his feet as he rumbles all the way down inside the 35, I believe. Adkins brought him down. He's at the 32-yard line. So a nice run.
About 13-yard run there on 4th and 5.
So the 5-yard penalty cost the Tide there. They go inside handoff to Dante Worrell, and he's going to pick up about 8 or 9 as he just he got low. And, I mean, when he gets low, he almost looks like an inverted limbo guy. Stays on his feet and moving forward. Looks like he's swimming out there half the time. But he's going to pick up 8 yards on the carry.
The basic fullback and halfback trap plays have been successful for Wayne tonight.
Hayton up under center with a classic wing T formation. Now what do we got? A timeout called by Sherman. We'll stay here. 4:37 left to play in this second period. 13-0 your score. Pioneers, after set up to punt the football, Sherman goes off sides, and Tommy Harmon says, I don't know about make 10, but I think I can make 5, and ended up making 13 with Caden Hayton. So he could have got 10 anyway.
Yeah. And we talked about that's the first carry for Dante Worrell since the fumble, which came after a big run, and he got a good run there. So your fullback plays have been there. Your halfback plays with Hayton, a lot of that's been Hayton on his own, quite frankly. He hasn't necessarily had a hole open up. He's made his own space. But point being, you've been able to have success with 2 of your backs. The jet sweep was okay. Quarterback boot has been maybe a short yardage type play tonight instead of one to pop. But anything else Wayne's tried to do has been ugly, quite frankly. So I think you might see Wayne simplify from here on out.
Well, when you've got a freshman quarterback, sometimes simple is the best. Classic wing T formation. They go to Hayton, and he's got some room. He's got first down and then some. As he gets down, I think inside the 15, we'll wait for the spot and see where they put his knee down and then try to figure out what yard line that is.
I believe that's the 13.
I'm with you.
I've already forgot where it was before, though.
It was on the
27? Yeah, so 14 on that. And it does matter for me. I do try to keep the official stats, and those do matter at the end of the year. We try to get things right for these kids, and it's a challenge tonight.
A major challenge. They fake it to Hayton, and it's going to be Trey Hayton. And did he get in? Touch 6 on the board for the Pioneers. Trey Hayton from 13 yards out, and Wayne cuts into that lead. It is 13-6.
Good run, good mixing up of the plays. That time the bootleg opened up, and Trey Hayton able to turn to his left and get his shoulder square, get downfield, get downhill, and find pay dirt.
Wayne will line up for 2. Hayton will come up under center. I formation in behind him. They give it to Caden Hayton, and no signal. What do we got?
He fumbled.
No good.
He fumbled the ball is what happened when he was trying to reach out for it, and the ball came out. So really, honestly, nothing. I mean, yeah, you would have liked to have gotten that, Tim, but at the same time, you can still score again and reach the tie.
No doubt about it. It's 4:05 left to play here in this first half, and Wayne will get the football. Not to say this half's over, but Wayne will get the football to start the second quarter or the second half, and they've cut it to a 1-score lead.
Well, the key here is to get out of the half strong as well, and Sherman has shown the ability to hit you through the air with big plays. And Wayne's had a devil of a time trying to cover Trey Lester. He's already at 4 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns, including that 41-yarder where he just, like, the middle opened up and he ran a delayed drag toward the middle of the field, and it was wide open for him, and he is hard to tackle in space as well. So a lot of time here, but point being, get a stop, get your offense back on the field. You can still have time to do some damage before the half.
Especially if they throw the ball and throw some incomplete passes. Braden Lowe kicks it to about the 25-yard line. And, a little bit of a seam there for who was that? Was 15, Chase Jarvis on the return. Gets out to about the 37, 38, somewhere along in there, I believe.
I bet you it's right square in the middle.
It's somewhere.
Right between the 37 and the 38.
It's somewhere for sure. 3:59 left to play in the first half. Trips coming to the near side now for the Tide. And, man, there was movement everywhere there.
All 3 officials in the back threw a flag, and it was not delay of game. There was 3 seconds still on the clock. That's the illegal substitution against Wayne.
Wayne had 12 on the field.
And you can't say that it was one official making a mistake. That was –
There were 3 guys through them at the exact same time. And I believe that's the back judge's responsibility for the defense, but I'm sure they have redundancies for that. And 3 guys said, hey, I'll count 12. It'll be 1st and 5. back to throw, a little screen pass, and right through the grubby little paws of Chase Southern. I mean, it was right to him, and he tried to make a cut before he had the football.
I think he might have saw some green pasture, or at least I don't think he saw it. I think he felt the green ahead of him.
Yep.
Felt those blockers in front of him, had connected and rushed it a little bit trying to catch the ball. Now, it hasn't rained, but it's a moist night here. And I say that because this window beside us is fogged up.
Yep.
The field is, you can see moisture on the field. So the ball might be slightly wet. So that could be a factor on those quick screens.
Twins to the far side. Single back in the backfield, back to throw. Polly lets it fly, and once again, in and out of the hands of Southern, and almost intercepted that time by Haffer. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 5, and they've only ran 8 seconds off the clock.
And Haffer was on his back and almost was still able to reach back and try to pick that ball off.
Had a shot.
Pauly has been, honestly, Pauly looks like a solid high school quarterback. He's making some good throws here and there, but under pressure, a little bit inaccurate. But he had a good throw on first down. It was dropped. That time a bit off the mark. You get that.
Twins to the far side. Wing to the near side. Single back in the backfield. Pauly back to throw. Big rush. It's going to be a slip screen, and he gets his man, and that's going to be 1st down yardage, and then some more.
Flag.
Oh, there's a flag on the field.
And a second flag.
That's going to be a horse collar on the tackle, no question about that, as Cody Adkins got just absolutely destroyed, but there may be a hold as well.
If you get a hold and a horse collar, you
offset
and do it again.
3rd and 5 again.
And the same official, he threw his flag for the first penalty, and he threw his hat for the second.
Yep.
So he wasn't afraid to get it dirty. And the horse collar was clear. I don't know what the first was, so if that doesn't go the way that we think it may, then that's fine too. But definitely no problem with the decision-making on those.
Holding, personal foul against – they call that a personal foul against –
No, they called
holding against Sherman, but they did not call a horse collar.
He threw the hat. So that would have meant a second. I saw the horse collar. But, okay, so it's going to be a completed pass, a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so it's going to be third and about 9. I think it's going to be 9. I don't think they moved the stick over there just yet. And Sherman, thankfully for everyone, is going to call timeout. Everybody can kind of get their math down
Try
here.
to figure out what's going on. So, yes, it's going to be 3rd down and 9. And just to be quite honest with you, unless there was something that Ryan and I both saw about that tackle that was not a horse collar, I cannot believe that they did not call a horse collar there. The crazy thing about all this is, I think, the last score by the Pioneers was at 4:05. It's 3:44 on the clock. So they've only used 19 seconds or 21 seconds.
Yeah.
No, 21 seconds of game clock here.
You come up with
and facing a 3rd and 9, you throw an incomplete pass here. Wayne's going to get the football back plenty of time.
I think if you're Coach Kevin Buzzard of the Tide, I don't think you let that affect your play call. I don't think you run the ball just because of that.
Right.
I think you're trying to throw for first downs because Wayne's had a hard time stopping Sherman on 3 consecutive pass plays throughout this contest. As Pauly, that does officially go down as a completion for 11 yards and then the 10-yard penalty. So he's
now hold on.
Out 6 of 15.
The officials are going over and talking to Coach Tommy Harmon about something. And he does not look happy. He's got that hat off and rubbing that head. Well, apparently whatever it was, he's put the hat back on. He wasn't happy about something, but we're playing football again. Pauly works from the shotgun, trips to the near side. He's back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling off to his left. Has a man wide open in space. And that's going to be caught by Adkins, and that's going to be enough for a first down. And then a whole lot more. As Adkins will get down to the 35-yard line of the Pioneers. So much for that 3 and out.
Yeah. Sherman didn't play along with us there.
They decided they wanted to go ahead and get a first down and try to score themselves. 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 35-yard line. Clock running with 3:20 left to play here in the first half. Trips to the far side. Single back in the backfield. Back to throw once again is Polly. Flushed out once again, rolling to his right, and has a man across the middle of the field. It's going to be caught by Southern. And then dropped pretty much immediately. A pickup of about 7 will bring up 2nd and 3.
Now you're following the ball because you have to as a play-by-play, but when Paulie's getting outside of the tackle box, Wayne's defensive ends seem to be having a hard time disengaging from their blockers for whatever reason. And he's had some time and some ability to throw.
And I think he's rolling out sometimes a designed rollout to get to an open man because he was not necessarily forced out of the pocket that time. Coach Tommy Harmon sees something he doesn't like, so he's going to call a timeout. We're going to take it with him with 2:32 to go here in the first half. Your score, Sherman 13, Wayne 6. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
In the fabric of America, they are the toughest threads. One of the first things they learned was the code that every service member lives by. Leave no one behind. Now all of us need to live by it too, because some veterans are being left behind. 20 of them take their own lives every day. Learn how to be there for a veteran at BeThereForVeterans.com. Honor the code. Be there. Leave no one behind.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
Second down and about 3 for the Sherman Tide. 2:32 left to play here in the first half. Tide lead at 13-6. Oh, man. Looked like there was just I don't know what's going on there. There was movement everywhere. Wayne has intercepted the football. Is there a flag anywhere?
Center snapped the ball before the quarterback was ready, before anybody was ready. So the play went live with only the quarterback and about 2 people realizing it.
And Ashton Walker intercepted the pass.
Yeah. Yep. And Wayne gets the defensive stop one way or another.
Wow, the folks in the press box next to us over with the clock keepers thought it was a free play, but there was nothing illegal about that play. It was just the line didn't move on the snap. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at the 30-yard line. And, oh, wow, Caden Hayton just got smothered that time. As soon as he got the football, he was just danced on by Aiden Rose. And, I mean, picked him up, set him down. And you don't see that very often.
Aiden Rose was in the backfield with Caden Hayton.
He almost took the handoff there. And that's a pretty good-sized boy, 6'3", 210. About the same size as Hayton. So back to throw is Trey Hayton looking downfield into double coverage, and it's going to be picked off. Eli Pauley, the opposing quarterback, comes up with the interception. So the Pioneers taketh, and the Pioneers giveth away. 1:45 to go here in the first half, and this last 4 minutes has just been ugly for both sides.
Yeah, that's something. Kind of surprised Wayne tried to be that aggressive. I wouldn't have been surprised with a screen to Caden Hayton to try to get him out like in an open area perhaps, but trying to be aggressive and go downfield. Wayne gets the ball to start the second half.
Right. 1st and 10, ball's about the 33-yard line. Back to throw is Pauley. Has all day. He's going to step up in the pocket and then take off, and he's got 6 or 7 yards before Jaden Wayman brings him down from behind. Clock rolling with 1.5 minutes left to play. Gain of about 6 on that play will bring up 2nd and 4. And the Tide in no hurry whatsoever with the game clock at 1:15.
I think they feel they can throw it whenever they want down the field and be successful.
And they might be right. Trips to the near side. Polly's going to throw a little screen pass out to Southern. He catches the football, tries to get to the edge, and doesn't quite get there. And there's going to be a late hit come in after that one. And it's a good call. Good call. He was hit well out of bounds. And I know Ryan couldn't see that because he is blocked off by our vantage point here, but it was an absolutely good call. He's going to be run out of bounds at the 18-yard line, so the penalty will be half the distance. Take it down to a first and goal from about the 9. Well, now they pushed it out to the 11, so I guess he got to the 22-yard line. No, he is inside. He's inside to the 9. Here's Sprouse, and he's going to go in from 9 yards out for the touchdown. So the late hit and the defensive effort there by the Pioneers not quite good enough. So Sprouse, with 51 seconds left to play, goes in from 9 yards out. And it's now 20-6 in favor of the Tide. They are lining up for a 2-point conversion. And I mean, they're heavy in the backfield. Heavy in the backfield. And, well, for some reason, Coach Buzzard didn't like what he saw. I'm not sure what.
There's jumbo, and then there's something larger than that, and that's what that was.
There's Jumbo and Dumbo, and that was
that
was big time. They had some monsters in that backfield. I saw number 54. That's Connor Lovejoy. He goes 230. I also saw Aiden Davis. He goes 270. I don't know if Danny Cabell was in there or not, but he's 310. There was some big old boys in there.
Well, you look on the sideline and you see mostly skill position guys because almost all the linemen were in the game together. But
they're bound and determined to get a 2-point conversion here.
I don't know exactly what the idea there was, but I think it was probably going to be a direct snap to Lester and just follow the gentleman in front of you.
Ride some big hind ends in. Very well could have been.
It's like security up there.
Well, let's see who they put in the backfield this time. Yep, they're back to their regular cast of characters in there now with Pauly working with Sprouse. Pauly back to throw. Throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete, knocked down by Ashton Walker, so the 2-point conversion is no good. But with 51 seconds left to play here in this first half, it's now Sherman 20 and the Pioneers 6. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
High school football is back, along with another exciting season of Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB. Join Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin every Friday night for the latest scores, stories, and interviews from football fields across the state. Follow your favorite team all season long with Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB on this Metro News station.
After the game tonight on the Superstation Network.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 FM, WFGH.
Sprouse goes in. Levi Sprouse went in from 9 yards out for that last score. 2-point conversion, no good. 19-6 your score now. Sherman leads Wayne with 51 seconds left to play in the half. Hannah. Low line drive. It's going to get all the way back to about the 5-yard line. Picked up by Jake Davis. Davis gets a good yardage. He's still on his feet across midfield. Still on his feet. This might go. 95 yards. No. A touchdown saving tackle at about the 30-yard line. But Davis picked that ball up at about the 5-yard line and took it all the way down to around the 30 of the Tide with 40 seconds left to go. That was a heck of a return.
I think it's going to end up being right on the 20-yard line, and Davis just saw a little space, and he didn't hesitate. He hit that on a sprint, headed down that left sideline, and
wow.
Hey, all of a sudden, you're in a situation where the Pioneers have an opportunity to try to get on the board again before the half.
Couple of timeouts left.
Love a throw to the tight end on the pop pass here.
Send a man in motion, Haffer. They fake it to him. There's your pop pass. It is caught. Is that Van Adder?
Yes, sir.
I do believe. Yep, John Van Adder. And timeout called by Wayne with 33 seconds left to go. They've yet to move the down marker so that we know exactly where the ball is. I believe the original spot was a 25-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's about the 16 maybe now.
Somewhere, yeah. It was at the 25, so yeah, about a 9-yard gain there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 16-yard line.
I've seen this offense a time or two, Tim. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Do what?
I said I've seen this offense a time or two. That pop pass is something that they.
I think Tommy Harmon might have our broadcast in his ear, because Ryan Epling called for a pop pass, and that's exactly what they got.
And Van Adder, who just moved to tight end 2 weeks ago, too, and he's someone who, he's learning that position. He's learning to have the football in hand. He was a lineman coming into the season, and gets 9 yards on the run.
33 seconds left to play. In the half, Hayton up under center. They go to Caden Hayton. He's still on his feet, right up the gut, carrying guys with him right and left. Just short. They're going to say just shy of the touchdown. They're going to put him down inside the 5, and they spiked the ball right there. Ball is right at the 5-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal, 22.1 seconds left. You've got a little bit of time. I think Wayne may still have one timeout.
I think they do.
And so you can still give the ball to your best football player, Caden Hayton, and see if he can finish it.
Play clock is at 20 as they break huddle. Trey Hayton comes up under center. Classic wing T formation. Now there was some shifting going on there, and apparently that's illegal what they did.
I think
they were trying to get Wayman into the backfield, what they were trying to do.
There were 2 guards lined up on the same side. One had his hand on the ground, and then they both got up and took off, so hence the flag.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 10. Hayton hands off to Hayton. He cuts it back to the inside. Still on his feet. Driving. They're going to say just short. Boy, Wayne thought they were in it, and Tommy Harmon calls a timeout quickly. Caden Hayton thought he was in. They're going to put him down at the 1-yard line. Tommy Harmon calls a timeout with 11.4 seconds left to play here in this first half. It has been just up and down, back and forth. It's been like riding a West Virginia State Park seesaw, teeter-totter tonight. But I think that's the final timeout for Coach Tommy Harmon. As the Pioneers have 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
And Tim, let's just be honest. Wayne's not going to throw this football. It's going to run it, and it's either going to score or it's not. This is going to be the last play of the half, unless there's a penalty. Either way, but this is you just give the ball to your best football player and see what happens.
I would be shocked if Caden Hayton doesn't get this football right up the gut. And I think Sherman thinks the same thing because there's 11 guys in the box. That's where it goes, and he didn't get in. He did not get in. Wayne trying to get on the football and snap it. And did they get it off? Oh, here's a flag. Hang on, there's a flag.
They're going to say that Wayne wasn't set, and they're going to call it the half. That's what it's going to boil down to.
The back judge threw the flag. It is going to be on Wayne. The penalty is going to be declined, and that will be the end of the first half. So Wayne, once again, gets inside the 1 yard line and can't get it done. So we will head to the locker room. Your score: the Sherman Tide 19, the Wayne Pioneers 6. Tommy Harmon trying to get some clarification on that.
I think he's doing some coaching, too.
He may be as well, but that's going to be the end of the half nonetheless. We'll be back in a couple of moments. You're listening to Pioneer Football on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This presentation of Pioneer Football is sponsored by Rustic Ravines. Rustic Ravines offers deluxe cabin rentals and special event planning, as well as some of the best ATV riding and hiking trails in the country. You'll also find kayaking and canoeing, a 3D bow range, fishing, hunting, golfing, and a pet and horse-friendly resort. Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook or 304-385-1085.
The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
In the fabric of America, they are the toughest threads, our bravest, and most selfless. They raised their hands, stepped forward, and served. For each other, for you, and me. One of the first things they learned was the code that every service member lives by. Leave no one behind. Now all of us need to live by it too, because some veterans are being left behind. 20 of them take their own lives every day.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
You're listening to high school football action on Sports Radio 90.7 WFGH.
At the half here in Southwest Virginia, 19-6, the Sherman Tide lead the Wayne Pioneers. Scoring in that first half at 7:05 to go in the first quarter. Polly hit Lester from 19 yards out. The point after touchdown was good. It was 7-0 with 32 seconds left to play in the first period. Polly hits Lester once again. This one from 41 yards out. The point after touchdown was no good. 13-0 in favor of the Tide. At 4:05 left to play in the second period, Trey Hayton goes in from 13 yards out. 2-point conversion, no good. It was 13-6 in favor of the Tide. And then with just 51 seconds left to play in that second period, Sprouse goes in from 9 yards out. 2-point conversion, no good. 20-6. Wayne got to the 1 yard line with one play left, with 11 seconds left to play, could not get into the end zone. And that is how that first half ended. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Ryan Epling will have all the stats from this first half. You're listening to Pioneer Football on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This sports presentation is brought to you by our valued community partner, Rustic Ravines. Here's what the Evans family had to say about their experience.
We had the best time. Everyone was friendly, professional, and made us feel welcomed. We rented a side-by-side for a 5-hour ride with our guide through the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We highly recommend and we'll be back.
Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085. Tonight's broadcast of high school football is sponsored in part by our faithful community partner, Wayne County Assessor Rick Browning. Rick is a longtime friend of our public schools, our radio stations, and we are thankful for his willingness to serve in public office as the incumbent assessor for Wayne County. Thank you, Rick, for your dedication to our student athletes and your support of the Gridiron Sports Network. Rick Browning thanks our listeners for their support in the past and continued support this year. The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
High school football is back, along with another exciting season of Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB. Join Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin every Friday night for the latest scores, stories, and interviews from football fields across the state. Follow your favorite team all season long with Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB on this Metro News station.
After the game tonight on the Superstation Network.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
Well, somebody's got to work around here. I've got two guys eating on my right and my left here. I'm caught in the middle. The hospitality room is open apparently here at Sherman, and understand a former girls basketball coach who has worked at Kroger for like 30 years supplies some food for the home games here at Seth at Sherman High School, and there is a nice spread. Looks like there's some kind of pasta with marinara sauce and cheese, and there's all kinds of cookies and cakes and pies and everything a diabetic can't have. So,
well, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
It's no good. No. The food
it's
is
actually
outstanding.
I see Mason shoveling it. If Mason's eating it, it's good. I can promise you that. Wayne Pioneers trail the Sherman Tide 19-6 here at the half, and with all the stats from this first half, here's my broadcast partner, Ryan Epling. All right.
Thank you very much, Tim. The Pioneers, we'll start with the visiting Wayne Pioneers tonight, led on the ground. Caden Hayton, 12 carries, 95 yards. Boy, they wish it was 96 going into the locker room after being stopped at the one right before the half. Dante Worrell, 3 carries, 31 yards. Eli Haffer, 2 carries for 9 yards. Trey Hayton, 6 carries, 2 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Wayman, 1 carry, minus 1 yard. The Pioneers as a team, 24 rushes, 136 yards in the first half. Trey Hayton through the air is 1 of 5 for 9 yards and 2 interceptions. That one completion, a 9-yarder to John Benatter. The Pioneers with 145 yards of total offense in the first half. For Sherman, on the ground, it's been a little bit rough going. Levi Sprouse, 5 carries, 24 yards. And yardage-wise, that's it. Eli Pauley, 3 for 0. Dawson Green, 1 for 0. As a team, the Tide, 9 of 24 for 24 yards in the first half. This is the third straight week that Wayne's held an opponent to less than 30 yards rushing in the first half.
Sure is.
And this is actually about 24 yards more than Logan had last week and 18 yards more than Mingo Central the week before. So it's been that's been one side of it, but there's a flip side. Through the air, the Tide in the first half, 9 of 19 for 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for Eli Pauley. Trey Lester, 4 catches, 77 yards, 2 scores. Chase Southern, 3 catches, 34 yards. Colby Atkins, 2 catches, 31 yards. The Tide with 166 yards of total offense in the first half. Sherman, 6 penalties for 40 yards. Wayne, 5 penalties for 36. It all adds up to the Sherman Tide with a 19-6 lead over the Wayne Pioneers at the break.
I'm going to go ahead and take a commercial so Ryan can eat a little bit more before we start talking. But first I want to say hi to some folks who have texted me and told me they were listening. One of my other broadcast partners, and I would say a brother from a different mother, Chauncey Griffith, who does some has done some baseball with me in the past, just texted me. He's in Tennessee tonight and said we sounded good. So thank you, Chauncey, for listening in. Chauncey heard this was my last one. He wanted to hear part of it. I've also heard from Marty Brenneman tonight, from Kenny Rice. And a lot of people may not know who Kenny Rice is, but if you're any kind of horse racing fan, Kenny works for NBC Sports, and he and I have been friends for 35 years or so. 30 years anyway. He and I used to work with some radio stuff together and did a lot of things together. So I appreciate those guys. Of course, Rick Bentley, who is a brother from a different mother, probably one of my best friends in the world, along with Ryan and Chauncey and a few others. But Rick sent me a very nice text right before we went on the air. This is one of those things I asked Mason on the way down, should I be sad or glad or mad? He said, all of it.
Right.
All of it. This is my last broadcast. If you're just joining us, Parkinson's disease has finally taken its last hit on my broadcasting career, and I am all those things. I'm sad that I won't get to be with Ryan next week at Lincoln County, but I'm glad that I made the decision so that I can go watch Mason play ball Sunday and take him to the Louisville Bat Museum next weekend and hopefully get to watch him play baseball as long as he wants to play, and see Henley Joe be Henley Joe, whatever she wants to do. But it just came to a point where doing this was hurting my body. And as much as I love broadcasting, and Ryan can tell you, I love this. Absolutely love it. But this morning I woke up dreading coming here for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a long drive, and I know what I'm going to feel like tomorrow morning. And number two, I knew it was going to be my last one because I made the decision yesterday that this was going to be it. I even got an email from Fred Persinger, of all people. Don't even know how Fred found out about it.
Fred, we call Fred the godfather of broadcasting, especially with high school sports in West Virginia.
Yeah,
he knows.
He found out.
He hears things.
I don't know how. I mean, some of these people I ask advice of. Some I kind of texted this morning and said, "Hey, here's what I've decided. I hope you aren't mad or support." And everyone supported the decision I made because they knew why, and most of them have known me. Listen, I sound like an old man. Back in my day, there were times that I did from high school and college football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, volleyball. I've done as much and did the state tournament every year, regional tournament every year. I've done as many as 150 games in a year. And you can only do that for so long. Your body, especially after your body says, hey, you've got Parkinson's, you can't do that anymore. So we slowed way down, but it's time not to just slow down, but to stop. And it's been a wild, wild time. I'll tell you what, Fred Dameron, when he called me and said, hey, I need a little bit of help starting this thing up at Wayne, could you help me out? I think that was in 2018 or somewhere late 2018. A dear friend of mine from Olive Hill knew Fred, and he was on the board at Friends of Wayne, Friends of WFGH. And I said, yeah, I can come and help you out. I was, at the time, I've recently been a year or so diagnosed, and I'd really slowed down and kind of semi-retired. And I said, I can help you out. Well, that was in 2018. But the time has come, and I am mixed, but I've enjoyed it. I've fallen in love with Wayne. Let me tell you, the folks in Wayne, West Virginia, has just said, hey, you're one of us. And, even though you don't live here, we'll fight for you. And they certainly have. I've heard a lot of people have told me, and especially one of my buddies down in Elliott County, he said, you and that Ryan fellow must be pretty close. And I said, well, we have become very close. He goes, you remind me of Marty and Joe. And I said, well, we're not that good. He goes, no, just the banter you guys have. You can tell you enjoy being with each other. You all talk about going to this place and that place, and Ryan's educating you on West Virginia stuff, and you're kind of educating him on Kentucky stuff. He said, I'm just waiting for y'all to talk about your tomato plants at some point. We've never done that, but I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey,
I really do.
I do want to give a big thanks to Fred Dameron, because I told you this earlier, and I mean this, and I'll tell everybody this. When Fred brought you in, not just did Wayne Broadcasting get taken care of, got taken care of well and in good hands, I got a new friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a friend.
For life.
For life, absolutely.
You've got my number, so.
I do, and I will wear it out eventually. And we're going to talk a lot of Reds baseball, hopefully, here not just the next 3 days either.
Right.
But you
Next
know,
month.
yeah, absolutely. That's what we're hoping for. But you know, you and I are, you know, we hadn't worked together until we started working together here. We really hadn't known each other until then. But you and I have a lot of things in common, I think, and our outlooks on a lot of things, and kind of the way we look at high school athletics, what they truly mean. That, you know, I think we're as competitive as can be, but there is a bigger picture with perspective that only comes with age. These kids can't have that yet. They're not old enough to have it yet.
Exactly.
So we kind of see some things maybe a little bit different than some people who are right in the fray day to day. But wow, I mean, we've filled a lot of time.
We have, and exactly, and even this year in Scott High School, we sat at the very top of that press box and killed two 45-minute lightning delays, and it felt like, I'll tell you what it felt like. So, because my wife said, "What did y'all do?" I said, "We were sitting at a restaurant with talking with friends, and just happened to be a couple thousand people listening, or how many was listening."
Yeah.
And there were a couple thousand people. Honestly, I looked at our stats, so they off and on. But I said, we just sat and talked. That's what we do, and I think you can't manufacture this.
No.
You know, you and I, even right now, just sitting talking and whatever we're doing. You can't. It's contrived if you try to say, "Hey, what are we going to talk about tonight?" We just talk about whatever comes up, and I think that makes for good radio. Radio is sadly becoming a dead art. I'll admit that. Back in the day, when I first started radio, it was king for high school sports. But and I am not in any way mad or anything at folks like Max and the folks that are now streaming, because it gets more out for these kids, and that's what we do it for. We do it to promote the student athlete, and if video does that better than radio, go for it. I'm all about it. So you know, someone asked me, "Are you mad that radio's become?" No, I'm not, because Grandma and Papa used to be able to sit and listen to me. Now they can watch their grandson out there or whatever, if they can figure out how to turn their computer on.
And that's getting easier.
And it's getting easier for things like that, especially with the smart TVs and things like that, where they can just push a button and boom, there's this and that. So no, I'm not. That doesn't upset me at all. As a matter of fact, right now we're part of that. And if I felt that I could keep going on, dadgummit, we'd jump into streaming with both feet, and we're going to anyway. Fred has got Max, and I'm glad Max is doing that. Fred will find somebody to make sure this goes on. Ryan will pick up slack, I know, for road games when he can. I know he'll do that. I know Fred will find somebody. It will be taken care of. And if I felt like it was just going to all of a sudden stop, I may reconsider. But I've got faith in these guys to take over and do the right thing and get it all done. But that's enough about me. I'm done, and I'm an old fossil, so let's move on. But I just want to take time to thank the folks that texted in. I definitely want to thank Fred Dameron. I want to say hi to everybody out there that's been listening for all these years. I occasionally get a message on Facebook, or Mike Curry. I don't know if you're listening tonight or not, but he listens. Oh man, he's one of my. Mike started listening to me when I did KCU football. He was a student, and he and I have been friends for Mike, I won't tell everybody how long you and I have been friends, pal. But he's come to a couple Wayne games. Always comes up to the press box, and we get together. Todd Markham, just some great guys, and I made a lot of great friends. Your dad is the first day I walked in the press box. You and your dad just opened your arms up and said, "Hey, whatever you need, we're here." I met Ryan may not remember this, but I think we talked about it, Scott. In 2015, Ryan was part of a show on Friday nights. West Virginia.
It's basketball Friday night in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah. And I had done 2 girls basketball games at a Huntington Invitational tournament or something along those lines that was played in Huntington at was it the Memorial Field House?
I think that was at the what is now the Marshall Health Network Arena, but the old Huntington Civic Center.
The old Huntington Civic Center, that's what it was. Yeah. And James Collier, who worked his first game ever with me, was
and
on
who I
that.
still call games with.
And
at times.
I looked the other day. I'm watching ESPN Plus the other day, and I hear this voice, and I'm like, man, I know that's Ryan, but I know that other voice. And so I texted Ryan. I said, is that James Collier? Sure is. But James is working on that show, and James said, hey, we've got this show. Could you call in? And I found that clip on YouTube the other day. It was amazing. And we talked, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe about girls high school basketball, and gave a little history lesson on why the 16th region at that time was pretty good, and we compared it to West Virginia girls basketball. It was a lot of fun, and I thought when I first saw you, I said, man, I know that guy, I know that voice especially, and then it hit me. Oh, he used to, and then I worked that show with you guys the last year it was on. I was one of the telephone guys and fed some things to you guys occasionally with Fred, and it was a lot of fun. But it's been a blast, folks. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Is that the name of the song? Don't be sad, because I'm gonna have fun. And if Ryan does Lincoln County next week, which I hope he does, Fred will work with you. Whatever you got to do, I'll be listening. I'll be rooting for the Pioneers. Tommy Harmon told me before the game, after I told him this was my last one, he said, you've got my number. You're welcome on my sideline anytime. You're welcome in my locker room anytime. Just come see me. And so I appreciate that. Tommy is he's a good man. He's a quiet man, unless an official makes a bad call or a pulling guard.
Even then, it's not.
Yeah, he doesn't get steamy, but he is a good man. And I just want Wayne folks to, I think they realize it and appreciate it, how good of a man he is and good of a coach that he is. These young men are in great hands. The whole coaching staff have been great. So.
It's a good group of kids. It's a good group of coaches. I mean, it's let's put it this way. My dad's been around Wayne football now for about 60 years.
Yep.
Going back to when he was in high school. And I've been around it for, more than 30 now.
No, we don't want to say how old Ryan is.
No, but like I said, I'm older than what Dad was when we came over here last time. No, that doesn't compute for me. But we wouldn't stick around if we didn't like the people.
Right.
I mean, we love the sport, but
me either.
Right.
I was filling in till they got somebody. And if I didn't fall in love with Wayne, I would have done those 2 or 3 games at the end of that season and said, okay, there it is. We got it started. We've seen how it works. You know it can happen. You know you've got listeners. Now, I'm out of here. But no, I asked Fred, can I come back? And then we went through the COVID season. And Tommy would call me and say, hey, it's Tuesday, but we're playing a game tonight because, Lincoln wants to come down or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was the wildest year ever, but I loved it. And then we started doing all the games after that. For the past 4 or 5 seasons, I've got to see places I never would have gotten to see. I've got to meet people I never would have gotten to meet. There's 2 of my all-time favorite stadiums are in West Virginia. One I had called college games at, and that's Mitchell Stadium, and that is one of the greatest stadiums in this state. Now, I know it's not some people say, what? But if you've ever been to Mitchell Stadium, if you are a football fan, that's an amazing place. And East-West Stadium just blew me away. There are nicer stadiums,
right?
Don't get me wrong. But just the nostalgia of those stadiums, the atmosphere of those stadiums, absolutely unreal. And I talked and Ryan didn't get to eat.
You know what?
And we're ready for football.
That's all right.
You got 45 seconds.
They'll change quarters eventually, and we'll have time then too. But Tim, I cannot put into words how easy you've made life for me the past few years, and people don't necessarily understand that, but I do, and I hope you know that I do sincerely appreciate it. I don't take that lightly.
I appreciate that, and I'm still going to do game notes for you every week.
Well. You don't know how much you help me with that.
I'm going to do that every week and send them to you and Tommy, and you all say, what are you doing that for? I thought you retired. Well, I retired from broadcasting. I'm not going to retire from being a help if I can.
You had a half hour. Yeah. What are you going to do?
It took me a half hour.
Yeah. No. No, those things take a lot of time. You got to track down a lot of things.
Sometimes.
Yeah. No.
Especially if you try to find a Tulsa roster. No offense to the folks at Tulsa, but woo!
No, well, it's game one. That's always a hard one.
That's like finding hen's teeth. But. All right, we're ready for the second half, and we've got a different kicker for the or do we? That guy looks a little bit bigger.
He looks bigger, yeah.
He looks a lot bigger than Elliott Hanna.
Well, but I think.
But it is Elliott Hanna. Okay.
He must have got into this food that I'm eating at halftime.
I think what happens, I saw the referee's belly behind him. But it is going to be Wayne football as Hanna set to kick it away. Wayne trails at 19-6. High kick comes right up the center of the field. It's going to be, fielded and then dropped by Jake Davis. He's going to have to pick it up and then just take his lumps. And it's going to be way back there. It's going to be back at about the 10-yard line. The ball hit Davis. I think Davis and Walker both looked at each other and said, no, you take it. No, you take it. And by the time Davis tried to grab it, it looked like it had hit off his shoulder pad maybe.
Yeah, he didn't get a good true hop, and that happens. It's an oblong, weird-shaped ball.
It's not soccer.
No, it is. Absolutely, it's not. And it's a lot rougher, too, because you could see he was watching that coverage team come down. When he reached back to grab the ball, he knew what was about to happen. He just kind of covered it and took it.
Well, at least he held on.
Yep.
So it's going to be first and 10. Ball spotted at about the 10. There's it in. That's just a pass of 10, maybe to the 11-yard line. Looks like. Hayton up under center, sends a man in motion. They give it to the motion back, and that's Walker. And he's got room on the edge. He's got first down yardage and a whole lot more as he gets out across the 25, maybe up to the 30, close to the 30-yard line, I believe. So a nice run. Now they're going to put it all the way back to 27.
About a 15-yard run.
Again,
Walker's first carry, and
again the officials in West Virginia just kind of put it down where they want to. Doesn't matter where the foot is. They just say, it's close enough. Inside handoff this time, and that was Dante Worrell, who gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So a nice pickup for Worrell, as he'll pick up about 4.
There was a heavy collision in there,
yeah.
And I don't know if it was Worrell or if it was Wayman, the pulling guard, who took the brunt of it, but somebody hit a wall, and that's right about where Worrell stopped.
So second down at about 6, clock running, 11:10 left to play here in the third period. They go to Caden Hayton, and he's got a couple maybe. I mean, that was some tough sledding there. Was not much going there for Caden, but he did his best.
He still managed to get about 3 out of it.
Yeah, he did. I thought he got hit at the line, and of course that kid, man, he's just so hard-nosed and a great kid. I talked to him last week before the Logan game. Such a nice kid. Yes, sir. No, sir. I mean, he's going to be an outstanding leader someday, no question about it. Trey Hayton goes inside to Worrell, and he's going to be close to first down yardage, depending on the spot. And once again, that's always been a bugaboo here with these officials, and it's going to be just shy. Oh, they're going to call it a first down. Well, the yard marker was not at the stick, but
that was and I'll say it, you and I are wearing lighter red than what Sherman is. That was a bit of a gracious spot. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. I think he was probably about a half yard or less short.
I'll give you that.
But yeah, he got the benefit of the doubt.
37-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Pioneers. They go inside once again to Worrell. And, boy, there's a stack of them there, but he's not going down very easy. Now, see, this is another thing that drives me crazy. And we saw it last week, is the inconsistency of forward progress.
Yes.
They let that play go a lot longer than some plays they let go. And last week, I think it cost the Pioneers a turnover. Haffer was definitely stopped forward progress. They didn't blow the whistle. He got hit from behind. Ball came loose. They lose the football. Very inconsistent on what you consider stopped forward progress. 2nd and 8. They're going to go once again up the gut. And Worrell still on his feet, and he'll get out. Oh, that was Hayton. Boy, he faked me out. I thought he'd give that ball to Worrell. It was Trey Hayton who gets out to about the 45? Or is it?
Yeah.
I think.
2 more to go. So that's a 6-yard run off that quarterback boot, and he's getting better at it. He's better at it right now than he was in the first half.
I'll tell you what, he sure faked me out because I thought for sure he gave that ball to his brother. This time he will. And Caden's got the first down yardage and a whole lot more. He's still on his feet. He is literally carrying 4 guys and still on his feet. What a run by Caden Hayton. That kid is a Walmart pony and just begs people to ride him. And he says, bring a whole roll of quarters, boys, because it's going to take a while for you to get me down. What a run by Caden Hayton. My goodness.
Caden Hayton, unfortunately, he had the off-field, the car wreck after the third game last year. So he basically only played 3 games of halfback his entire career coming into this year. You see the little things of being a running back where he's getting better with.
Yep. Here's a inside hand up to Dante Worrell. He steps over 1. He could go. He's at the 5. Just shy. Dante Worrell. With what was that? About a
39 roughly?
I was going to say 40. It was very close to a 40-yard run as they get him down inside the 5 to about the 2, looks like.
And here we go, Tim. Wayne was beaten by the clock as much last time, but at the same time, you got to finish these drives.
You've got to put this one in if you've got a sniff. Here's Hayton, and put 6 on the board for the Pioneers. Caden Hayton with his first touchdown of the night. That was about a 2-yard run with 7:54 to play here in the third period, and the Pioneers take that opening kickoff and drive it down the field some 90 yards, wasn't it?
It was an impressive 90-yard drive. I think they only got to third down once, if that, along the way. And Wayne just, again, kind of simplifying there. It was a lot of your fullback, halfback, and quarterback boot plays. Those were the plays that work off each other, and the physicality of the Wayne backfield is shining through right now. 19-13,
and here, that one's going to blow up. They tried a boot on a 2-point conversion. So it's going to be 19-12. I don't know what they've got on the scoreboard. It's got 19-7 on the scoreboard for some reason.
They'll get it.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Did they think that touchdown was a 1-point conversion or something? It was 19-6. But nonetheless, with 7:54 left to play here in the third period, your score: Sherman 19, Wayne 12. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network. Well, I was going to go to a commercial, but this silly computer is just not working tonight. Let's try it again.
This presentation of Pioneer Football is sponsored by Rustic Ravines. Rustic Ravines offers deluxe cabin rentals and special event planning, as well as some of the best ATV riding and hiking trails in the country. You'll also find kayaking and canoeing, a 3D bow range, fishing, hunting, golfing, and a pet and horse-friendly resort. Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook or 304-385-1085.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
Short kick, back to action. Ball's going to be spotted. Oh, I still can't tell. Is that the 40, 39, 38?
34, I believe.
34.
Sorry, I have my mic up to.
That's all right. You're eating. Go ahead. Go ahead and eat, man. Go ahead and eat. That stuff smells delicious. Twins to the near side. Wing to the far side, single setback. They give it to the setback, and that is Lester, and he is stacked up after a short gain on the far side. He probably got 3 or 4.
That was another very, very long after his progress seemed to be stopped before that one was blown dead. And that goes 2 ways. I mean, the guy can still break out and go, or you can see a ball pop out as well. So, you're going to have to keep playing till the whistle blows. That's an old cliche, but it's definitely true.
Pickup of about 5, we'll say. Maybe, well, we'll call it 4 on that play to bring up 2nd and 6. Trips to the near side, single back in the backfield with the quarterback, Polly. He's back to throw, flushed. Goes up the center, throws a high football, intended that time for Lester, and overthrown him.
I'm with you. There's some design to the rollout, but I think there's also just kind of, I think Pauly feels better, more comfortable on a broken field.
Yep.
When you're not necessarily in the flow of the pass, you kind of get everybody moving around a little bit. It's within a concept of what they're trying to do, but at the same time, it's not just 3 steps, drop, back foot, fire. It's
happy
a lot
feet.
of movement. Yes.
Got some happy feet.
But he's comfortable with it.
He is. 19-12. 6:56 left to play in the third period. Pioneers lead it, trying to force a 3 and out here and get that football back. Pauly back to throw, has a man out in the flats. It's going to be caught, and he breaks a tackle for a first down. Colby Atkins was caught behind the line of scrimmage by Ashton Walker, but he could not pull him down, and Jake Davis runs him down, but not before he gets first down yardage. And he's just in, is he inside the 47?
About the 48, I
40,
think. And
48?
Colby Atkins, 5'7", 130. We talk
Yeah.
about being strong, though, within that frame. He is, let's just say he doesn't look too thin within that frame. He's pretty quick, too.
Pauly working from the shotgun. Going to hand it off to Sprouse up the middle. He finds a big hole. He's got first down yardage and more, as he picks up about 15 or 16 yards. Wow.
And Sherman has a guy down. They were calling for the sideline to come out as soon as that play ended, and the young man right now is flat on his back. We don't see the number. Not going to speculate. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him. That's what we're hoping
for sure. Let's take a break while they attend to this young man. We certainly hope everything's okay with him. We're going to take a quick break.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football is sponsored in part by our faithful community partner, Wayne County Assessor Rick Browning. Rick is a longtime friend of our public schools, our radio stations, and we are thankful for his willingness to serve in public office as the incumbent assessor for Wayne County. Thank you, Rick, for your dedication to our student athletes and your support of the Gridiron Sports Network. Rick Browning thanks our listeners for their support in the past and continued support this year.
To the far side, that one was caught by Southern. They'll pick up about 5 or 6.
The injured player was Sprouse, who had the run on the prior play. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. After a minute, he was able to get up, and he went ahead and signaled first down on his way off the field. So he seemed to be doing all right.
Southern got a face mask full of grass right there. They're picking it out. He's picking it out of his face mask and trying to get his mouthpiece cleaned up a little bit. He stays on the field, though. They break huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. Game clock at 5:48. 2nd down and 3. High snap, handled well by Pauly. Tries a handoff, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Jackson comes up to make that stop quickly, and that was Adkins, Colby Adkins, number 6 on the carry. No gain to bring up, maybe even a loss of a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 4, short 5. Pauly comes from the sideline, and Coach Kevin Buzzard, he just gets to the huddle with 13 seconds on the play clock. He's going to have to hustle.
A lot of screens and throws to the flat.
Pauly looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket, throws it, and it's going to be caught on the near side by Adkins, and he fumbled the ball, but out of bounds. The new rule on a fumble ball out of bounds is that it goes back to the spot of the fumble. So that ball is going to come back and be close to first down yardage. It is going to be just enough for a first down. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 23-yard line, looks like. Is that right?
I believe
28, 23.
I believe it's right. I think it's honestly, I think it's 23. Yes,
Yeah,
23. There
23.
we go.
Folks, there's no numbers on this field, so please bear with us on on those deals. Here's Sprouse. He's back in the game, and he just took a shot. And the ball's loose. And it's picked up by the Pioneers. The whistle has not blown. It's Dante Worrell in the middle of the field and still on his feet. Still on his feet. And down goes Worrell on the far side. Everybody just kind of looked around, waiting for a whistle to blow. No whistle blew. So Dante Worrell picks up the ball and takes off and gets well into the Sherman Tide territory inside the 30.
I would like to tell you what happened there.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I do not know. I thought Dante Worrell picked the ball up while he was on the ground already. I thought the play had ended.
I heard
before
no
the ball
whistle.
came out, but there was no whistle. We kind of talked about that earlier, that sometimes it feels like the plays are getting to go a little extra before that whistle is blown, and perhaps that time it turned out in Wayne's advantage.
Maybe we can watch that one on Clearcast Productions.
We'll have to watch that one again.
See what
Unfortunately, I can't just pull it up on my phone where I am because I don't have
we don't
service
have
to do it.
No way of doing that, and I'm partially using my phone to broadcast with, and it's an interesting. But nonetheless, Pioneers have the football back, and they try a little boot with Trey Hayton that time, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, I believe.
So Dante Worrell now with an interception, a fumble recovery.
Wow. And he's ran the ball very well.
He has 79 yards on 7 carries.
2-yard pickup that time for Trey Hayton. Will bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Pioneers. Wayne trails at 19-12 with 4 minutes left to play in the third period. But they get that fumble recovery, and they're on the move. This time Hayton works from the shotgun. It's a draw play to Caden Hayton. He's got room up the gut, and he'll get close to first down yardage. Very close to first down yardage at about the 25-yard line or so.
Well, there's a flag somewhere.
We got a flag. Looks like they're coming back. Illegal motion. So that first down gain will be brought back. Instead of 1st and 10, is now going to be 2nd and about 13.
That's one of those in live action I didn't see, but at the same time we'll probably go back and look at it later and see it plain as day. So it didn't stick out.
Probably a wide out on the far side.
And that can be just stepping forward.
Right, didn't set.
To get set as the ball is snapped.
Yep, very possible. Ashton Walker checks out as Dante Worrell checks back in. Pioneers break the huddle with 11 seconds left on the game clock or play clock. Hayton goes inside to Worrell, and he got stood up. Boy, it sure looked like somebody grabbed his shoulder pad or the back of his helmet because his neck went straight back, but no whistle. He may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage and not much more. It's going to be 3rd down, but you got to think Coach Tommy Harmon's in 4-down territory here. No gain on that play whatsoever.
Here, in my opinion, what Wayne has to figure out. Which 2 plays from here do you call for Caden Hayton?
Yep.
That's just.
I'm with you. Shotgun formation for Trey Hayton. Caden to his left. Big rush. It's going to be a screen pass out to Caden Hayton, and they're going to call that one an incomplete pass, and the clock arrested at 2. Why is the clock still running? Oh, there it goes.
Sometimes it doesn't do what you tell it to.
That's true, and I figured that out from running it before and people yelling at Doug. And Doug's just like, I did this. I can't know what it did. So it's going to be 4th down and 12. Ball's right near the 30-yard line. Worrell split far out to the left. Jake Davis to the right, blitz coming. And Hayton is going to be slammed down. And I mean slammed down, but that was an all-out blitz called by the Tide, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Wayne Pioneers. Coach Tommy Harmon looked like just a straight pass, but an all-out blitz coming from the Tide. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Sherman. So the Pioneers come out with nothing on that turnover.
Yeah, and Trey Hayton was trying to get outside there, but he nearly had his jersey ripped off.
Yeah.
They're having to actually go back and put him back together on the
just
on
about
the sideline.
undressed him over there. Ball is at the 40? 35, excuse me. Back to throws Pauly. Still looking. Throws it over to the flats. It's going to be caught over there by Southern, and he is quickly brought down by Jaden Wayman. And Jaden Wayman went down. Wayman got the tackle, got up, and then went straight back down.
And that looks like a cramp.
I hope. Are they rubbing the calf?
They
okay.
have the calf up, yeah.
It is a little bit warm, humid out there. And if you're not well hydrated, that can certainly become a factor. So a gain on that play will be about 6 yards, well, about 5 yards to the 40. And both teams will now take a water break. We'll keep it here.
And they do have the leg stretched and the toe bent back. And
that's generally, we'll say, the posture of a cramp.
Yeah.
2:12 left to play in the third period. Sherman leads Wayne 19-12.
Interesting.
And Ryan's causing buzz.
Yeah, I
it's your phone looking for service, so it's sending out radio waves.
Yeah, it's trying harder than
Yep.
normal.
Yep.
Well,
that's why my phone's now up there.
Yep. That's.
I had it sitting here, and I heard the same thing.
You are a smart person. I've known this for a while now.
Well, when you work around this stuff enough, you know what causes what. You kind of figure it out. Trips to the near side. Single back in the backfield with Pauly, who's working from the shotgun. They hand it off to the inside, and squirting out of there, and that's Green, I believe. He's still on his feet. Finally drugged down from behind inside the 20-yard line. I believe that's Dawson Green. It was.
Yeah, he's a load, and once he got through the line of scrimmage, he was able to get a little momentum, and that's all he needs. He's a big, strong kid, and made a lot of that run.
6 foot 225. That's a large lad.
Yes, sir.
That the ball's at the 22-yard line or thereabouts. Again, we apologize. There are no numbers on this field and no yard marks on this field other than every 5 yards. That's about it. So we do our best. And they're going to go green again, and not much there that time. Trying to see who that was. That was Eli Richards, I think, that grabbed a hold of him right there, wearing number 55 tonight. And Eli's no small fry. List him at 5'9", 235.
Tell you, his 5'9", 235, when standing next to the 6 foot 225, Dawson Green looks bigger.
He does. No gain on that last play. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Play clock at 10 as the Tide break huddle. Now they've got two backs split in the backfield, and Green's going to try to block here for Trey Lester. And Lester is brought down on the far side by, that was Dante Worrell along with Jake Davis, and he gets enough for a first down. Gets right at the 10-yard line, and I think they're going to say he's just inside the 10-yard line. Ball spotted at the 9. It'll be 1st and goal. 30 seconds left to play in the quarter. Ten seconds on the play clock. Pauly hands it off to Green, and he's barreling his way up toward the goal line. No signal. He's going to be shy. And that's going to be the final play of the third period. We're going to head to the fourth and final here in Southwest Virginia, where after 3 quarters of play, the Sherman Tide lead the Wayne Pioneers 19-12. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This sports presentation is brought to you by our valued community partner, Rustic Ravines. Here's what the Evans family had to say about their experience.
We had the best time. Everyone was friendly, professional, and made us feel welcomed. We rented a side-by-side for a 5-hour ride with our guide through the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We highly recommend and we'll be back.
Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 FM WFGH.
Fourth and final period headed your way. 19-12. Sherman with the lead, and they have the ball second and goal at about the 2-yard line.
Tim, Wayne has not been without opportunity tonight. You talk about the end of the first half, getting stopped at the 1-yard line as time expired. You talk about having the ball at roughly the 25-ish after that long, strange fumble return from Dante Worrell that put Wayne in position to, get down to score a touchdown that would give them a chance to take the lead on a 2-point conversion. Again, missed opportunities are biting this football team.
Right in the hind end. So second and goal from the, why do they have first down up there? Isn't it second? It is second and goal. And whoa, they snapped that football way early.
Encroachment against Wayne.
So it'll be half the distance and second down again. Why do they have first down on the marker? It's definitely second down. It was first and goal and Green from the 9. Green ran a play.
I mean, you got 6 officials out there getting paid to do this ball game. They don't get paid great, but surely somebody can look over there and help out.
I don't think it's going to matter, but
No.
There's Green, and he's in. Green in from a yard out with 11:53 to go in the ball game. And it is now 25-12 in favor of the Tide. Let's see if they go for 2 here. You're up 13. 1 puts you up 14. I say you kick it, but they're going to go for 2.
The last kick went high of the crossbar of the soccer net.
Yeah. Polly will work from the shotgun. Trips to the far side. Now they send one of those wideouts in motion back to the near side. Polly back to throw, looking. He doesn't have anybody. Now looks to the back of the end zone and caught. Oh, my goodness. Ashton Walker had the football, and I mean had the football, but Trey Lester pulls it back in. That was strange. So, Pauly to Lester. Have we heard that any tonight at all?
That seems like a familiar refrain. Third time they found the end zone. That time, though, for a 2-point conversion.
So 14 points for that combo tonight. And with 11:53 left to play the ball game, it is now Sherman 27, Wayne 12. We'll stay here. Well, as you said, Wayne has had opportunity. He had the ball at the 1-yard line, didn't score. Stopped Sherman earlier in this half and took a fumble recovery down to the 25-yard line, got nothing. Coach Tommy Harmon said in the pregame they need to aim the pistol away from their foot, and they've got it smack dab in their foot again tonight. It's going to be picked up on the near side by Davis. He goes all the way across the field, cuts it back up, and gets up into decent field position. Is that a flag or is that a towel?
That's the flag. It came from the furthest official from the ball. So that's in the blocking realm.
Well, let's see what we got.
The only way this goes good for Wayne is if somehow Sherman shoves somebody in the back who was that doesn't happen often, and I don't think that's the case here.
Yep, looks like they're stepping it against Wayne. Probably a block in the back. Yep, it's a blindside block.
So that's a 15-yarder.
Yep. Blindside block will cost you 15. Unfortunately, it's not 1st and 25. It's still 1st and 10, but it still costs you the yardage.
That is now 8 penalties, 57 yards against Wayne on the night.
And that takes it all the way back to about the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 20. Trey Hayton sends a man in motion. Gives it to the first back through, and that's Dontel Worrell. And he lost the football, and I do believe they do. The Sherman Tide has picked up the second fumble by Dontel Worrell tonight. And it's going to be at about the 24-yard line. Couldn't see the recovery man there. It was in a sea of players, but they're going to say that the PA guy said he thought it was Aiden Davis, number 52.
It's 4 turnovers tonight for Wayne.
And you just can't do that and win many football games, especially against a good team.
On a night, Wayne's punted just twice. It hasn't necessarily completely been shut down by Sherman. Wayne's been stopping itself.
Polly going for the end zone to Lester. Touchdown, I think. Yep. 25-yard strike. With 11:30 left to play. Boy, 23 seconds. 33 seconds. No, 23 seconds. They scored 2 touchdowns. And that was once again a Polly to Lester. 25-yard touchdown pass.
Lester's 3rd touchdown catch of the night. He's now at 102 yards receiving on 5 catches. Good athlete and just good acceleration to the football to open space.
Yep.
Paulie saw it, laid it out there, gave him plenty of room to go get it, and Lester did just that.
Elliott Hanna trying to add the extra point, and that one is no good, wide left. So the PAT fails, and with 11:30 left to play here in the football game, your score. The Sherman Tide 33, the Wayne Pioneers 12. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
High school football is back, along with another exciting season of Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB. Join Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin every Friday night for the latest scores, stories, and interviews from football fields across the state. Follow your favorite team all season long with Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB on this Metro News station.
After the game tonight on the Superstation Network.
You're listening to high school football action on Sports Radio 90.7 WFGH.
Hanna set to kick it away for the Sherman Tide. Line drive kick up the middle of the field, fielded by Haffer. Haffer turns it back upfield, finds a seam, now reverses field again, tries to get to the edge, tries to get out there, not quite, and he was bulldogged down. That looked like an old WCW bulldog
Rick Steiner.
Slam by Rick Steiner out there.
There is a flag somewhere, I think. I don't see the flag itself, but the officials discussing back behind the play, I do think there is a flag on the field. Well, Eli Haffer ran about 120 yards, didn't he?
He did.
He went from one side all the way to the other,
Yeah.
got behind his blocking, didn't see a gap to run through, so he
Went
ran back to the
way.
other side. And when you do that, you kind of put your blockers in a bad spot too.
And it's going to be a personal foul against the Pioneers. So that'll be a 15-yarder. So negate a decent run that had gotten Haffer out to about the 35-yard line or so, and it's going to push it all the way back to around the 20. It is right on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Well, penalties and turnovers will haunt, and they certainly have haunted these Pioneers tonight as Trey Hayton comes up under center, sends a man in motion. That play did not look good from the start, but somehow Dante Worrell gets the football and turns it into something as he gets first down yardage and then some, as he gets all the way out across the 30, across the 35, up to about the 37 yards. A 17-yard run for Dante Worrell. That play looked like it was going to do nothing, and all of a sudden he popped out there like a zit.
Yeah, there's very little I can say to really break that play down because there was some discombobulation in the handoff. It wasn't smooth.
Great word.
But the young men got through and played through and made the most out of it.
Here's a screen pass out to Haffer, and he makes one man miss before being spun around and gets up near midfield.
Haffer doesn't have that great top end speed, but he is a jitterbug. He's got a little pop.
When I was young in broadcasting, I would call that young man shifty.
Yes.
You think that would be a good
I think
word
that's a good one for
to
him.
describe Eli Haffer? He's not fast per se. He's not necessarily all that strong, but he's shifty, and it angles to bring him down, or he takes them away, and is able to shift around. He picks up 6 or 7 on that one. Here's a boot, and not much there. A little bit of celebration there at the end of that play, but Hayton will get maybe back to the line of scrimmage, I think, yeah.
That was Aiden Davis, 6 foot 270, who I think Hayton, when he turned around, was hoping he was riding the back of one of his blockers.
But it
was not.
It
that
was a defender.
That was Mr. Aiden Davis, who wasn't so gentle with him.
No, you don't want to see him in the dark.
No,
that's for sure.
No.
He could hurt you. Hayton back up under center. 2 backs, classic wing T formation. They send the wing in motion. They go back to the inside guy, and it's going to be Caden Hayton, and he's got first down yardage as he gets across midfield down to the 45-yard line of the Sherman Tide. Oh, excuse me. No, I think that's midfield, isn't it? Or is it?
That's right. Yeah,
that's midfield. He's actually on the 49-yard line of Wayne. So, but enough for a first down.
And we're not complaining about it. It's just we're explaining why we're having a hard time.
Right.
That's all.
It's
a high school football facility. It's a pretty good facility.
Yep.
It is what it is.
That was Dante Worrell on the carry. Gets into Tide territory down to the 44-yard line. I mean, Wayne doesn't put numbers on their field either, but their yard markers on the far side are more legible. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
They're much bigger and they're colorful. These are tan and white, and you can't see them.
These, I believe, have been there a while. They might have been up there when we were here last time.
I think maybe Mr. Zontini bought those. Here's a big run for Caden Hayton. He's still on his feet. He's down inside the 20, inside the 15, down to maybe inside the 10-yard line. Nice run from the 44-yard line, 46-yard line, all the way down near the 10, maybe farther than that, depending on the spot. Let's see what they do. And I think he's inside the 10. He is inside. Well, let's wait and see. He looks to be at about the 8-yard line to me.
Yeah.
He is. He's at the 8-yard line.
37 on that.
Nice run by Caden Hayton. Trey Hayton under center. Gives it off to Hayton again, and he has stood up. Touchdown! Put 6 on the board for the Pioneers. Caden Hayton goes in from 8 yards out. Oh, it was Worrell? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It's hard to.
It was hard to say. Well, I mean, from where we are, again, I'm not going to make excuses. I missed it. It was Dante Worrell who goes in for the touchdown from 8 yards out. And with 8 minutes left to play in the ball game, it's now 33-18 in favor of the Tide. Trey Hayton will come up under center. And now we've got whistles everywhere. And Sherman is taking the timeout. I could have swore he gave that ball to Hayton, and it was Worrell. Hayton was leading the way. And Worrell able to get in. That might be Dante's first touchdown of the season.
I think it's his first one of the year. And he was hit at the line.
Yeah.
Kind of stood up. And
from my little book, I could tell you, but I'm not going to worry about it.
He made a little step to the right, and was able to get into the end zone. And again, Wayne has had 4 turnovers. Wayne has lost 2 fumbles. Those cannot be overlooked. But the physical play, the confidence in their physicality.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most confident that Wayne has run the football all year.
And I know of at least 3, if not 4, 15-yard penalties. That has not helped things out at all tonight.
No.
They may have, they always have more penalties than passing yards, but
yes,
that goes without saying.
And Caden Hayton is at 163 yards on 17 carries on the night.
Wow. That young man deserves better.
And he's, look, the line's doing its job, but he's having to do a lot of that on his own as well.
Certainly is. Here's Hayton up under center. They're going to throw this one, but flags come flying in. It's going to be a false start. Yet another penalty.
It's 5 penalties in the second half against Wayne now, and 10 for the ball game.
They got more penalties than they have passing yards. Not much less penalty yards.
you're closer than Wayne would like to be on that tonight. Wayne has thrown for 15.
And they have 10 penalties.
10 penalties.
Wow.
Yep. And almost all of them are, again, of the very obvious.
Play clock is at 3. They're going to have to hurry, or they're going to have to do this one from the 13. They don't get it off. So this 2-point conversion is going to be from the 13-yard line after a false start penalty, now a delay of game penalty.
And that, when you're going good, you can kind of overcome that. But when the way this has gone this year for Wayne, and sometimes the ball has bounced right, and a lot of times it hasn't, you can't even feel good about the touchdown now because you've had 2 mistakes back to back, and you haven't even gone for 2 yet, and you're back at the 13.
Yeah, it's just silliness. Hayton gives it off to Caden Hayton. Can he run 13 yards for a 2-point conversion? He sure can. Had the deuce for Caden Hayton from 13 yards out. Is good. So the Pioneers draw to within 13 as the score now with 8 minutes exactly left to play in the ball game. Sherman 33 and the Wayne Pioneers 20. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
The real Don Steele, live from the 60s. All right.
I'm going to tell you, you can't listen to this one sitting down, so come on, everybody. Now I want you to do that funny little thing you do with your mouth here. Okay, pucker up. That's it. I love it. Sly and the Family Stone, ladies and
Live from the 60s with a real Don Steele, Monday at 7 on WFGH.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 WFGH.
33-20. Might want to look for an onside kick here from Braden Lowe.
Wayne's got 11 on the field this week instead of 10, which
that's right. They tried last week onside kick. Nope, they're going to kick it away. Kicked it to the far side. And nice job by Atkins on that one. Colby Atkins return out to about the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tide.
Colby Atkins is one of those kids that if he's not playing against your team, you like watching him play.
Yeah. I like watching him play.
Gritty 5'7",
Gritty.
5'7", 130, but quick as can be. Again, shifty, and but strong too. He runs stronger than his weight.
Pauly working from the shotgun as he has all evening. Hand off to Green. Green got hit right at the line of scrimmage and may have bounced forward for a yard.
I'm beginning to think we can't trust the stick on the far side. do you understand what I'm saying?
I know
here?
exactly what you're saying.
Because it was lined up for 1st and 10, and the stick was about a half yard in front of the back of the where the ball was marked, and it hasn't moved, and it's now 2nd down.
So I'm going to say 2nd and 10, no gain. How about you?
I think that's fair.
Clock running with 7:15 left to go in the ball game.
And these guys went to school today probably too. It's been a long day, so I'm not
I'll give
down
it to
on
him. Here's a handoff. And 1st down yardage for, is that Sprouse or is that
I think that was Lester again.
I think it was Lester. It was. So Trey Lester picks up 1st down yardage out near midfield. That's about the 40. Is that the 44?
Yes, 44.
Sherman 44-yard line, 1st and 10. More importantly for the Tide, clock rolling. 6:50 to go. Wayne trailing by 2 scores.
Wayne needs Sherman to make a mistake.
And here's Green running it right up the gut, and boy, is he a load. I mean, he is an ever-loving load. I mean, that kid. They list him at 6 foot 225. I think the shadow of his left leg weighs about 150. He is a big old boy.
I wonder if that was one of those physicals from maybe early summer, like right after the cutoff, the earliest you can get for the new school year. Let's say July 1st.
I'm thinking it's an old coach that says, yeah, he looks about 250. He looks about 220.
Yeah.
I don't trust any roster weights and heights. Here's Lester. He's got running room to the outside. He's gone. Jaden Wayman, last chance, and he's not going to get him. A 55-yard touchdown run. So Lester having quite a night tonight. With 5:42 left to play in the ball game, Lester, is that his 4th touchdown of the night?
That is 3 receiving, 1 on the ground now.
And it is 39-20 in favor of the Tide as Hannah will come on to try to attempt another point after touchdown. I think he's 1 for 3. Pauly will be the holder. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and that one looks pretty good. And it's no good, wide right. So my eyes were fooled. So with 5:42 left to play here in the ball game, your score: the Sherman Tide 39, the Wayne Pioneers 20. We'll be back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
In the fabric of America, they are the toughest threads. One of the first things they learned was the code that every service member lives by: leave no one behind. Now all of us need to live by it too, because some veterans are being left behind. 20 of them take their own lives every day. Learn how to be there for a veteran at BeThereForVeterans.com. Honor the code. Be there. Leave no one behind.
You're listening to high school football action on 90.7 FM, WFGH.
Well, if the Wayne Pioneers could come up with a stop there, got to think they could still be in this ball game. But right now, I'd say you can pee on the fire and call in the dogs. This one's just about over. Haffer got some room up the far side. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Nice run by Haffer. He's still going. Cuts it back across the near side of the field. He's still on his feet. There's a flag. And Haffer's in. Put 6 on the board, but there's a flag, and that's probably going to be a hold.
That's about as far downfield as I've ever seen a holding flag, and I'm not saying it's wrong either because there were a lot of bodies down there. But on a kickoff return, Haffer Well, he kind of tried to make a liar out of us, didn't he? Because that was some pretty good straight-ahead running speed once he got going.
It was, but I'm afraid we're going to have a hold against Wayne somewhere around the 20-yard line or so. How about buzzer? Decline that one. Make this a game. What do you think?
Challenge yourself. Challenge your kids tonight.
The holding occurred at the 20. So they will move the ball back to the 30-yard line. So take the 6 points off for Haffer. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at the 30-yard line of the Sherman Tide. 5:22 remains.
My sheet has space for 11 penalties, so I've had to that shows that's just an example of the type of night it's been.
It has been one of those nights. You take another touchdown off the board right there. Now what do we got?
Well, the chains still haven't got set.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not sure what
makes
the
you
delay
appreciate
was there.
Appreciate the chain gang at Pioneer Field, doesn't it? These guys do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
All right. Wing T formation for the Pioneers. They fake the handoff, play action. Hayton's going to throw it towards the end zone. Intercepted. Intercepted. Is he going to run it out? Nope. He's going to take the touchback. And that was Eli Pauley, the quarterback, comes up with an INT. 5th turnover of the night. And that'll just about do it. If we weren't thinking it was over with before, it's certainly headed that way now. 5:09 left to play. And I'd say now you can definitely pee on the fire and call in the dogs. An old fox hunter saying, as this one's over.
I have a feeling you're going to see the Tide running the ball between the tackles.
Well, I believe I would.
And that didn't necessarily slow down their advancement last possession.
They go to Green right up the gut, and he'll pick up 4 yards. Worrell comes up with a stop. What has happened to the
you and I had the same thought. I saw that right before the interception.
That thing get broken.
It's like he lost half the stick, and he's holding it chest high.
3 feet tall over there.
Wow.
What is going on with that? Looks like he's wearing a sweater with a number on it. Well, I'm serious. I don't know if our TV audience can see that or not, but our streaming audience. But
he's the bright little light on the opposite sideline.
That thing's supposed to be like 6 or 8 feet tall. Here's a little screen pass out on the near side. And, ooh, that was a heck of a hit there by Jake Davis. And then here comes a flag in very late. And I believe that might be on the Tide. Kobe Adkins caught the football.
I think they're looking at Jake Davis on that tackle, which
there was something after that happened. But that is what they're going to call. So tack 15 more yards on the end of that run, which had gotten the, or I guess that was a screen pass, had gotten that ball out to first down yardage.
I'm not really sure why you throw the ball there. The way this game's going, what you do is you end up putting your own kid in a potentially dangerous situation.
That's exactly right. Ball spotted at the Sherman 49-yard line. 1st and 10 after the 15-yard penalty. Is that 13 penalties?
13 for 107 tonight.
Wow. "13 penalties and 5 turnovers do not add up to a win very often." Letting the play clock run all the way down is Polly. Then they'll hand it off to Green. And he is stood up as he gets across midfield. And Coach Tommy Harmon wants a timeout. I'm not sure why. Other than a coaching moment is what I would call it.
I think think that's exactly what's going on, because that was he's talking to one player in particular right now.
He was rather frustrated with that turn of events. Can't say that I blame him. 39-20 is your score. Sherman leads it with 3:28 to go in the ball game, coming up on 10 o'clock.
About an hour and a half trip back to Wayne from here. About an hour and 35 minutes or so if you go through Charleston. And now I mentioned this was way easier than I remember as a child. We'll put it that way. It felt a lot longer back then, but of course back then you had CK, Buffalo, Vincent, and
right.
Wayne would play Chesapeake, and like this was just an adventure. Nowadays, the way the schedules have gone, this is just another road trip.
About an hour 55 for me, I think, coming up. But I also ran into a wreck on I-64 that
there's
clogged some things.
We're going to all be going a little slow because of some work in Nitro.
Yeah,
westbound. So that's going to happen on the way home. So it might be another little, add another 10 minutes or so tonight.
Here's Lester on the second down carry, and he's got first down yardage down to the Wayne 45, I believe. Yeah, I can't get over that down marker over there. I mean, this game's over, so we found things to talk about.
Right.
But that down marker's 3 foot tall.
Yeah, it is.
It's halved. I don't know if he broke it running down the. Oh, he doesn't run down the sideline. I promise you that.
I don't remember any plays going over.
No plays
there.
that side. Maybe he was just leaning on it too hard and broke it in half.
That's absolutely possible.
1st and 10. They're going to throw the ball out into the flats. That one's going to be caught by Adkins. It's going to be a nice pickup of about 7 or 8. I don't understand throwing the football here. I don't understand having your starters on the field right now.
I don't mind if it's just Dawson Green up the middle.
Yeah.
He's a big kid. Wayne's going to have a hard time tackling him anyway.
Right.
But
you are taking it. I mean, you're going to go to 4-1 and jump up in the single A playoffs here. One little tweak, just like that late hit by Davis a while ago. What if that that could have hurt a kid? I don't think Davis. He didn't do it on purpose, but somebody blow a knee out or anything right here. It's just there's Lester, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. And
Wayne called timeout immediately. And I'm going to go back a few years now. 2015, Wayne was playing at Mingo Central, and Mingo Central had a 24-point lead or more in the fourth quarter, and they had a really good running back, Joe Hunt, and that was an outstanding Mingo Central team. Quite frankly, I would argue that defensively that one was better than the one the next year. But they just kept feeding him the ball, and Yogi Kender was so proud to keep feeding him the ball. And he got hit on the goal line on a touchdown run and broke his leg on the spot.
Yep.
And that was the end of the Miners' chances for a state championship, and for what?
For an extra score.
I mean, that made the score 50-20.
Yeah.
With 4 minutes left, and they called the game after that because there was another injury right after that of a dislocated hip. That was a brutal game.
Yeah, I'd say.
But I would argue that cost Mingo Central the state championship in 2015.
Back to throw, rolling out, and they're going to get it. And sliding down that time was Adkins after he gets close to, if not getting the first down yardage. And he's going to be just a little bit shy. Tommy Harmon says, hey, if you're going to throw the football, we're going to use all of our timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, we're in no hurry to go home.
Oh.
I'm in no hurry.
So with 1:44 left to play in this one, and if you're still listening to us, God bless you. You're just hanging around to hear Ryan's stats at the end. I guarantee you that, and they ain't going to be pretty. Except for maybe Caden Hayton's rushing yards, and that might be about it for the good stuff.
Yeah.
For the Wayne Pioneers.
2 ball carriers are over 100 yards tonight for Wayne.
Worrell get over 100?
Worrell ended up at 113.
All right. Way to go, Dante. Dante showed some real signs last year. as a youngster that he's still just a junior, but he showed some things last year as a sophomore that I thought, man, this kid could really do something. And he still has shown that. This year, I think Wayman's taken some of his carries. But back to throw once again is Polly, and finds a man on the far side. And that's Adkins, and boy, he got dropped. Like third period French on the far side of the football field, but not before he gets inside the 10-yard line. Davis dropped him pretty quick.
And now Pauly over 250 yards passing. Atkins over 100 yards receiving. And the Tide could kneel the clock out if they would choose to do so.
I don't see that happening the way they've been playing right now.
These things do get remembered.
I think Coach Buzzard may be a Steve Spurrier fan, although it may seem. Because you're really, this is just, trying to score here is just rubbing it in.
A direct snap to Green, and he got stood up at the line. But this is a Sherman team. I don't think that they're not going to be a state championship caliber A team. This is a second round. If you get the right type of matchup, maybe you sneak into the semis caliber of Sherman team. And they need the entire arsenal.
Now here, they're trying to score again here. They could run the clock out. If I'm an official, I find a holding right here. I swear I do. I mean, that's just what I do. If I'm an official, I find a hold. I find something that will. They are going to kneel it, and that's going to be the ball.
And that's perfectly fine.
I don't have a problem with that. They're going to kneel the football, and that's going to be your final score. The Sherman Tide, 39. The Wayne Pioneers, 20. We're going to step away for a 2-minute break. When we come back, Ryan Epling will have all the stats from this one, as it's going to be a late night for me to try to get back home. So we'll try to get an abbreviated type post-game show for other reasons. Once again, the final score tonight. The Tide 39, the Pioneers 20. Back in a moment on the Gridiron Sports Network.
This sports presentation is brought to you by our valued community partner, Rustic Ravines. Here's what the Evans family had to say about their experience.
We had the best time. Everyone was friendly, professional, and made us feel welcomed. We rented a side-by-side for a 5-hour ride with our guide through the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. We highly recommend, and we'll be back.
Rustic Ravines can be found on Facebook, or their phone number is 304-385-1085. Tonight's broadcast of high school football is sponsored in part by our faithful community partner, Wayne County Assessor Rick Browning. Rick is a longtime friend of our public schools, our radio stations, and we are thankful for his willingness to serve in public office as the incumbent assessor for Wayne County. Thank you, Rick, for your dedication to our student athletes and your support of the Gridiron Sports Network. Rick Browning thanks our listeners for their support in the past and continued support this year. The Gridiron Sports Network would like to thank Rocky Knob Farms for their partnership in bringing you this broadcast of high school football. We remind you, Rocky Knob is at the Cerrito Farmers Market each Friday and Saturday from 9 to 4. If you're thinking fall, Rocky Knob Farms has it all. Rocky Knob Farm in Pritchard, West Virginia, a proud supporter of high school sports on the Gridiron Sports Network.
High school football is back, along with another exciting season of Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB. Join Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin every Friday night for the latest scores, stories, and interviews from football fields across the state. Follow your favorite team all season long with Metro News High School Game Night, presented by the Charleston CVB on this Metro News station.
After the game tonight on the Superstation Network.
It's time for the fifth quarter, a complete recap of tonight's game, and a look at scores from other games across the region. Now, let's go back to the press box on Sports Radio 90.7 WFGH.
Wayne falls to the Sherman Tide tonight, 39-20. To tell us how they did it, here's my broadcast partner, Ryan Epling.
We'll go through the individual stats real fast for Wayne. And offensively, this is going to not sound like the way the game turned out tonight. Caden Hayton, 17 carries, 163 yards for the Pioneers. Dante Worrell, 12 carries, 113 yards. Ashton Walker, 1 carry, 15 yards. Eli Haffer, 2 carries, 9 yards. Jaden Wayman, 1 carry, -1 yard. Trey Hayton, 10 carries, -8 yards. That is not right. I've lost my math there. 1 second. I can fix this in a hurry.
You're right ahead.
That is -1 from 3 equals 2. So he had 2 yards, and that's going to throw my math off. But Wayne ran for almost 300 yards tonight. We'll just go with that, and I'll fix that for the official stats later.
Sounds good.
But on 43 carries, nearly 300 yards, roughly 300 yards rushing tonight for the Pioneers. 301 ends up being the exact number for Wayne. And through the air, Trey Hayton was 2 of 8 for 15 yards, 3 interceptions. John Vanatter, 1 catch, 9 yards. Eli Haffer, 1 catch, 6 yards. Wayne tonight, 316 yards of total offense in a losing effort. That's one of the offense was better tonight. There's no doubt about that.
No question.
Some tweaks to the alignment, and I thought that looked a lot better this week than it did a week ago, and that's not even counting the opponent in this situation. For Sherman on the ground, remember 24 yards rushing in the first half for the Tide? A lot more than that in the second half.
No doubt.
Trey Lester ends up with 6 carries for 81 yards. Dawson Green, 10 carries, 60 yards. Levi Sprouse, 7 carries, 43 yards. Eli Pauley, 3 for 0. Colby Atkins, 1 for 0. Tide tonight, 27 carries, 184 yards. Eli Pauley through the air, 18 of 29 for 251 yards and 1 interception. He did throw 3 touchdown passes, all of them, to Trey Lester, who had 5 catches for 102 yards. Colby Atkins, they fed him late, 8 catches, 106 yards on the night. And Chase Southern, 5 catches, 45 yards. The Tide tonight rolls 435 yards of total offense for Sherman. It all adds up to a 39-20 victory for the Tide. Wayne falls for the 3rd consecutive week. Pioneers back on the road next week, but a lot closer to home when they head to Hamlin to take on Lincoln County.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Once again, the final score, Sherman 39, Wayne 20. Ryan, buddy, I appreciate you very much. You don't know how much.
It's been a pleasure, Bob.
It's been fun. This has been just a great time for me, but all good things must come to an end, they say, and so this has been my final broadcast on the Gridiron Sports Network, at least as a full-time. I may come back if needed in a substitute emergency situation.
And hopefully everything works out and we can make that happen. But I will say this, I'm sad that it's over, but I'm glad that it happened.
Absolutely. That's the way I'll treat it as well. So for one last time from our broadcast, Ryan Epling, this is Tim Carper saying God bless everyone, have a great weekend, and watch for deer.
You've been listening to exciting Wayne County High School football action on WFGH Sports. The executive producer of WFGH Sports is Vernon